You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows like the one you're about to enjoy, visit electronicmediacollective.com. And now, our feature presentation.
Previously on Marked Out. All right, we're gonna go. We'll go with Adam first.
SmackDown and Shane O'Mac? I don't fucking know.
Let's go, Stevie.
I couldn't remember. William Regal, SmackDown.
This is ridiculous.
It just came to me.
Dude, this isn't work, Brian. I protest this whole fucking thing.
Billy Kidman and SmackDown.
Stevie.
I had Maven and Raw.
Maven.
Dude, now he's guessing
you
the
see any cheat
Oh
sheets
my
here?
God.
Maven. 64. And I had Lance Cade and Raven.
Stevie.
I had 32, and then Spike Dudley and Molly Holly.
Dude, if you click any of those right, I'm gonna be mad. Oh my God.
That was weird. I don't.
Fuck this shit. I don't fucking care anymore.
Oh,
Steve is cheating.
You're gonna give up.
Steve,
why can't he have his knowledge?
because he
his
finishes
knowledge.
last in every trivia show.
I don't.
Look
Not
in the
always.
archive.
No,
Not always.
Let's
He's
go
won
back
before.
in history and look at that.
Okay, when we do Macho Man trivia and Wahoo McDaniel trivia,
Yeah,
she
because
does.
we've always done that.
Show me what you got, Adam. Show me what you got, you old whiny little bitch.
Smart Mark faction loading. Brody Rob, check.
You will respect my authority.
Adam Bomb, check.
It's like that friend who's the asshole, but he's our asshole.
Steve Awesome, check.
I get older, they stay the same age.
Your girl Kiara, check.
You don't have to open the doors for me, because I can open my own door, because I am a strong woman.
Brian, check.
I didn't want to do and still don't do a lot of independent shows because they show the guys at the National Guard Army or whatever falling asleep signing autographs for 15 people because they need the money. It's fucking embarrassing.
Bada boom! Realest guys in the room! How you doing?
All systems are a go. Marked Out podcast, you were cleared for liftoff.
The date 7/19/2016, episode number 32. That's right, 32 of Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. Brody Rob here. I got Adam Baum is in the building. We got the whiny little bitch. We have.
Oh man,
I'm just saying. We got B. Rye, the big heavy, heavy and broken.
I'm kind of here.
that's broken heavy.
Can you hear me okay?
No, because you're talking to the wrong part of the mic. Remember,
There we
talk
go.
over the top of it. You got
He's
that?
talking into the handle.
Who knows what he's doing?
Hello.
Your mic's on. I don't know.
There we go.
Yeah, it's better.
That's
Much-
good.
yeah.
Good.
We probably should have done this before the show.
Right?
We got.
In fairness, he did try.
I did, and then I gave up.
I'm sorry. I was doing.
Like most things, actually.
That's horrible.
Anyway.
We got
gotta give
Medine in the house. Medine, are you not on?
He's not on either.
He's not on.
I can hear him, but only because I'm in the same room. He's not
Yeah,
actually
that's the
broadcasting.
Are you right here?
Broadcasting live from nowhere, Medine.
We're gonna have to figure that out somehow. My daughter came over here and fucked with the whole board.
She's gonna be a future DJ.
Way to deflect.
It was. Try it again, Medine.
Couldn't possibly be his fault.
Medine.
There he is.
There he is.
All right.
Back on the scene. Your
We
boy Medine.
We got your girl Kiara is in the house. Say
Hello.
There you go. And also
What's going on?
and as always, the newly named Sassa, Stone Age Steve Awesome is in the house as
Howdy.
well. Howdy. What way to kick it in there. Howdy.
Yeehaw.
Howdy. That's for our listeners in the Southwest.
So we
Kiara, did you get a nap? Why are you here tonight?
Did I get a nap?
Yeah, is that why you're here tonight? Or just because it was such a great Raw, you can stay awake
It
from
was
the
a great
excitement?
day. It was a very motivating day, and I got a workout in. So
okay.
I feel awesome.
Very, very enriching and highlighting information on that one.
I'm just shocked that she's here and awake.
But
Yeah.
that's always two good things to have. Okay. So I got a fly just going all around my head. It's driving me crazy. Okay. So we got an exciting Raw tonight. We got a lot of stuff to talk about because it was just the Raw delivered. It delivered tonight, full of controversy and everything else. So we got to talk draft. We got to talk Raw. We got to do our battleground predictions. We got to do all kinds of things. So before we do that, let's do this.
No, thank you. Sleeping.
Housekeeping?
Come back in an hour.
Here are your Marked Out Wrestling housekeeping notes. You can join us on our website at markedoutwrestling.com, on Twitter at SmartMarkShow, Facebook.com/markedout1, YouTube channel, Marked Out Wrestling Podcast, where we broadcast live every Monday following Raw. Our Google Plus page, Marked Out Wrestling Podcast, Instagram, Marked Out Wrestling, and our You Record Studios Smart Line, 704-444-0084. Get connected.
Please go away. Let me sleep for the love of God.
Housekeeping, you want me to jerk you off?
What kind of hotel is this? Oh, it's you. Can you dig it, sucker?
All right, so I'm not going to go crazy on the dirt sheets tonight. We got a few little items we'll run through real fast. A couple of these, there's really not much need for any reaction.
More like the dust sheet tonight.
A little bit of the dust sheet. So where's that? So I got a real quick shout out to everybody.
You like that, Brian?
That was okay.
That's good.
All right.
A quick shout out to everybody's favorite jobber, Heath Slater, who I think at one point we all hated, but at a certain point we've all started to respect kind of for what he does.
Respect.
He takes a lot of
feel
lumps.
bad for.
Yeah, so he had a dark show with Titus O'Neil, and Titus O'Neil, who I have said forever, I think is just one of the sloppiest in-ring workers there is on the roster.
I don't think he's malicious with it. I think he's just
not.
He's stronger than his own good. Yeah,
that's
the
probably
technique
Know his
isn't
own
there.
strength.
No doubt.
Doesn't know his own strength,
doesn't
especially
know-
against the smaller guys.
So he was wrestling Slater and fucked his eye open, opened it up, and he got 8 stitches. So he'll be
I
out
heard it
of
was 18. I heard it was 18.
How did it?
18.
was
Yeah.
I heard it was 18.
18, you're right. Yeah.
Brian, you kind of can speak into this, but how is that really knowing his own strength? If you connect with another wrestler, you either connect or you don't. Am I correct? I mean,
Yeah. I mean, there's a little bit of a gray area. I'm sure, I'm sure he didn't really mean to stiff him or anything, but I mean,
Right,
stuff happens.
I know, but at the same time, you're not supposed to like hit the guy, full force. You're supposed to kind of graze him,
Hold
go
back.
off the
Well,
side.
you should ask this question to, I'll get to it later, Shinsuke Nakamura, King of Strong Style.
Okay, but
I think he would just
Clearly, Titus O'Neil is not a strong style
Right.
wrestler.
I think the point here is that you go to do a move, a high impact move, but you've got to sell it. You got to pull out right at the moment of impact, right at that moment.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
are you blaming Heath?
No, I'm not. I'm blaming Titus only because we've seen Heath and we've seen Titus, and Titus is very aggressive. Doesn't keep a good.
Do we know what kind of move he was trying to?
I don't. So I'm only going off assumptions
Right.
because I think the black guy hurt the white guy. That's what.
Hey guys, I don't mean to
poor Heath.
I don't mean to cut you guys off, but I'm trying to figure out. Steve, this is the second time I've moved my water back over here. Are you taking my
No,
water?
I'm not moving it.
Hey, you remember that microphone?
Yes.
Okay, because when
This
you
is like
when
the
you
second
actually
time-
turn to look at Steve, you're not talking.
This
to
is the
him.
second
Yeah,
time I've
talking to
like.
me, but
This is the second time I've moved my water back
I know
over
the
here.
wire. You move it and bump
This
the
is
wires.
not useful at all.
Dude, this is just great radio. Is always brought to you by Kiera.
you steal
Sorry, Steve.
Did
I'm
you-
sorry.
did you
I
grab
wasn't
my
trying
ass?
to
He's
say
got all
you
the
stole my
Sharpies.
water.
Did you grab my
No,
ass?
I haven't
I love
touched
you,
you.
man.
Okay.
I have not missed the water.
Hey, nobody fucking cares. Okay.
Yeah.
We move on from the fucking water.
Yeah, here I'm about to throw the fucking water
I know.
across the room.
Don't throw my water.
So I just wanted to say a shout out to Heath Slater. We hope you get well. Being big fans, we need a
Social
good job.
outcasts won't be the same without.
They will not, baby. Brock Lesnar, of course, everybody knows by now that suspicious kind of activity as far as a pop goes on one of his tests. It was one of a series of like 8 or 9 tests he took within 30 days.
Didn't you say it was for UFC? He didn't violate anything WWE.
Right. So it was an independent company that UFC uses to test their guys, and he didn't violate any WWE. He didn't pop on a WWE test.
So he's not necessarily going to be suspended.
Right. They should be
They
safe.
bypassed this test for him for his UFC fight against Mark Hunt. Normally, this is a test they would give fighters, but they decided that the payoff was going to be bigger than trying to test him and him failing because they knew he would probably fail.
And Brock says, hey, we'll get to the bottom of it. So, maybe there's something to it that's, maybe Brock is responsible. Maybe there is actually one of those stupid supplements that's on those lists that guys just don't know is in them.
Whatever it is, it's not a good look though.
No.
Whether or not he did it or didn't do it, and he's still going to be linked to it. And with
Yeah,
SummerSlam
yes
coming
and
up,
no, because there's still the stigma of he's a wrestler, so he's going to take steroids.
And Vince might look at that, take that into consideration. But I think the key for WWE here is that Brock Lesnar has Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman can talk anybody out of anything ever. He's like super lawyer Jew.
Don't forget, it's Brock
Ladies
Lesnar.
and gentlemen,
What? What? Okay, go ahead, Kier.
It's Brock Lesnar. The guy's got a good head on his shoulders. I'm pretty sure.
He's got a thick neck. I don't know if he has a good head on his shoulders. He's got a thick neck. He's all about money.
Go ahead, Adam.
This is a guy who went off in the UFC and just totally spit and shit on the sponsor by grabbing a Coors Light and pouring it over the Bud. I think Bud was the sponsor there.
Yeah.
And saying, I'm going to go home and, whatever with my wife and have a Coors Light because Bud wouldn't give me any money.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't
poured that
care.
in the middle. You're saying that's a good head on his shoulders? This guy, after signing a 10-year deal with WWE, decided to go pro football, something he didn't even play in high school, and wonders why he got cut from a couple different teams? Like, come on. Like, you're telling me this is a guy that has a good head on his shoulders. The track record speaks that if he had a good head on his shoulders, he wouldn't need Paul Heyman.
Okay, are you getting in my ass right now? I was just trying to make a point.
You're so wrong.
All I was saying was, Brock Lesnar, and his mentality is, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Yeah, his mentality is, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna do what I want to do.
He even said almost that.
That's not a good head on your shoulders.
That's what I was trying to get to, Adam.
That's not a good head on your shoulders.
Yeah, Adam.
And he's made it clear that he cares more about his family and the stability of his family than anything else.
You are the most contradicting person sometimes.
Oh my goodness.
Are you two done?
That fly's got it.
Are you done? Because you're over here pantomiming, going after this fly. I feel like there should be some classical music playing as you chase it down.
I feel like the Brock Lesnar segment should have lasted 30 seconds.
Well, well, we were trying to stall you chase the fly.
I'm trying to kill the fly.
I think that, this has huge ramifications, but go.
I don't think it does. I don't think it does either. I don't think it affects his WWE situation at all.
It's going to be
for now.
Like, as far as his character goes, Heyman will talk the crowd out of it. The crowd will be back on his side in some form or fashion.
Oh yeah.
Either that or they'll make Randy the face. One
right.
of the two.
UFC, there could be something. Yeah,
Yes,
I think UFC, there could definitely be something.
The thing that
something like what though? Because he just fought for them for that one time. He may not come back.
Doesn't matter though. He already failed. He failed the one test.
He got his money from them. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but he's gonna have to. So if he's found guilty of it, he's actually gonna have Mark Hunt, the guy that he fought, that he lost. He's demanding half of the purse.
Yeah.
Right. In fact, actually, I believe over the weekend he
said he was going to leave.
He wants the whole thing, or he's going to leave.
Yeah, I saw that too. It's $2.5 million was the purse.
Brock ain't giving him no
pretty penny. Yeah.
Brock ain't giving him no money back.
No, I don't think so. And the final thing I just want to say, and we don't really need to get too far into it. I'll just say that I didn't watch the entire ESPYs. I did watch the monologue by John Cena, and I don't want to give props.
Can't see him.
Shut up, Madine. Let me get fucking through the fucking phrase. We're not doing your and thens tonight. Shut up.
Never give up.
I just want to say, as somebody who doesn't normally give him props, he was funny, and it was a really good monologue. And hey, hopefully, maybe you could go do that for your future, and you could leave us the fuck right out.
Well, he's going to be on Sports Center tomorrow night after the draft, so
I'll be sure to watch that.
Yeah, that's awesome, just absolutely awesome.
Extra big ass topics.
Your hatred knows no bounds, Rob.
Only for you. All right, so big ass topics tonight. We actually did a reorder here at the last minute, so we're going to open up with Dean versus Rollins in the controversial championship situation at the end of the night here. Number 2 is going to be a draft conversation about just specifically the general managers and the role that they're starting to play within it. Number 3, we're going to do another draft conversation about the rules. We're going to make our predictions, just a few, and we'll talk about the title situation, how that's going to work in our minds. Number 4, we're going to talk about we moved that, so we're going to talk about the promo battle royal we had tonight on Raw. Number 5 is going to be battleground predictions, as we always do before a pay-per-view. And tonight, later on, we're going to talk a little bit about the CWC, and we're going to talk about Finn and Nakamura at length, that match, because I think it's worth a discussion about. So there are your topics for the evening. So as we always do, Number one, Dean versus Rollins tonight. So we saw Seth Rollins, Dean in a.
Do you think that ref has recovered yet?
that was miserable.
I mean, he still didn't recover when they went off the air.
No, they didn't. Just like I never seen the recover on my opening to pitch it to you when you interrupted with inconsequential bullshit right in the middle of it. I'm just throwing that out there.
Who's that, Adam?
Yeah.
Why are you looking around? He's talking about you, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to set up the story and then pitch it to my co-host, and you got to interrupt with, "You think the ref is awake? Who fucking cares about the ref being awake yet?"
That was part of the controversy.
Yeah, well, let me fucking. It wasn't the main. Oh Jesus, fucking okay. So,
getting under his skin, Adam.
Fucking next week, is going to be like a vacation.
I know, I can't wait.
Yeah. Oh, God, you could just terrorize Kier every fucking Tuesday. Okay. So anyway, we had the match that was set up tonight. You had the GMs and the commissioners outside the ring. And for most part, I thought, and you guys can critique me here, but I thought the match itself was kind of boring until the end. You know,
it definitely picked up the pace.
Yeah, it didn't keep my attention.
I guess because we've seen it before and you're just used to it.
Yeah.
Well, and there was some good reversals.
The
and
lefty
stuff towards
clothesline. Yeah, there was some good things.
Kicking out of finishing moves.
There were some good things, but of course,
the first 10 minutes. You're right, Rob. It's been there, done that.
I mean, you had about 4 or 5 episodes where Dean did his second rope slingshot, whether it's successful or not. It's like, okay, we know you can do that off the second rope. Let it the fuck go. Anywho, so the match itself, inconsequential. The finish, we saw the double pin, and it goes to Rollins. So you
kind of thought Stephanie would have something to do with it before.
Did it go to Rollins, or did Stephanie hand it to Rollins?
Was it the Steph or the ref?
Well,
Steph or the ref?
Well, and I don't know. Apparently, there's some fallout, and we missed it afterwards. But I don't know. I guess as it stands right now, Golden Battleground, unless something happens tomorrow night on SmackDown, which is another new variable, that we have a live show before.
Yeah, what kind of matches are they going to have time for tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean,
and guys, genius, because now they're going to tune in tomorrow to SmackDown Live. Like,
of course.
If you're not
in all fairness to Shane, you kind of give him a title shot on his first live.
Well, not even just that. Just fucking figure out what the hell happened tonight.
They did set up a good segue to tomorrow night, so people are going to watch for the draft and to find out what's going on with the belt. And I'm sure there'll be some trickery and rigmarole and all that stuff.
And I know we're going to get to it in just a second, but another good thing is they released all these draft rules and stuff. I think they really did a good job to set up SmackDown Live to be successful tomorrow night.
Well, yeah, and again, like we've talked about before SmackDown was a pre-taped show that didn't really set up anything new for pay-per-views except for maybe the pre-show match. That's basically all it's set up. And now we have that new variable where the last live show before a pay-per-view is going to be SmackDown. It's going to be Tuesday. So Mondays are not going to hold the key to the castle when it comes to pay-per-views anymore.
Well, and not just that, in the social media era, everybody knows by Thursday what the hell happened on SmackDown because it was live somewhere on Tuesday. And everybody who bought a ticket saw that, and if anyone says anything about it on social media, then everybody's going to know, oh, this is what's going to happen. So I think the WWE had to go to Tuesday Live just because everybody already knows what happened.
The roster's so big, and that, of course.
That's why I never watched SmackDown. I could read what happened on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck you.
One day.
Stop.
One day.
Look, stop.
I'm in the sweet spot
Bend
right now,
it
brother.
the other fucking way.
What is he doing?
You want to talk over the top of it. When you do that, then you put it back at your nose.
You said doo-doo.
Okay, children. Doo-doo. When you do that, you put it back at your nose.
Doo-doo. Okay. Well, I have a big nose.
You do have a big nose.
Air is free.
Okay, what were we talking about?
We were
fucking the Triple H snotch.
SmackDown and how it's going
to. We're talking about SmackDown having to go live because of the social media era, or just in general.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, think about it. Like, don't you don't watch SmackDown because by the time Thursday comes around, you already know what the fuck happened.
Well, and that's fine. I'm just saying with the new situation. I don't know if social media plays as much a role as what the fuck are you guys doing?
Oh no, this is just came. It says if you're.
Why'd you go to him for?
Wow,
this just in.
Why'd you go that way?
Is this breaking news?
Mike is personally
you gave it to him?
offended.
Kind of.
Would everybody shut up for a second so I can hear what this is, please?
Question this guy.
Oh, fucking Christ.
Oh, in the extra innings, so to speak, when the referee went to the tape and ruled the match a double pin draw, Ambrose ultimately got the better of Rollins when the Architect attempted to ambush him with the title, meaning he'll walk into Battleground as champion. So Dean is declared the winner because basically Ty goes back to the champion.
The ref basically woke up and said,
the ref woke up and watched the video.
Oh.
That was from the Fallout?
Yeah, after it went off the air, basically.
Okay.
So, no hand changing.
So, yeah, nothing crazy, but I do like the way
they went off the air, yeah.
Right, they still set it up right.
Because not everybody goes to the network.
I still don't see how anyone gives a fuck about Roman returning on Sunday, though.
That's for sure.
I agree with that.
Right in the goddamn words. Always right in the goddamn words.
I haven't been able to get a damn word in, but
you've been getting words, and you ain't got to get in right when I hit my sound effect, man.
My apologies.
I was reading breaking news. Sorry if I
It's all right.
didn't allow you a word.
Hey, now don't start this. I'm not in a bad mood. Just when I got the full faction in here, you motherfuckers are like hurting cats.
Yeah, it's a full house.
I'm not in a bad mood. I'm not in a good mood. I'm in a mood.
I'm just saying. It's like having fucking 12 toddlers in a room in a house full of 12 rooms. It's like, where the fuck are they at? All right.
Yeah, we know you get frustrated with 2 of them.
2.
All right, number 2.
Repeat.
So we're going to do the draft. We're going to start with the draft. We'll talk specifically about the general managers now. So we saw Mick Foley, surprising, came to Raw, and Daniel Bryan, not a surprise. We saw it coming through leaks, going to SmackDown. So I'll throw it to you guys on this one. Mick Foley surprised me. Daniel Bryan bores me. That's my kind of take on it.
I don't mind Daniel Bryan doing it. I would have liked to see him, like you suggested right before we went on air, Robin, taking JBL's space as an announcer. He did a really good job in the Cruiserweight division. I'm more excited about Foley, though, definitely.
Yeah, I like Foley, but there should have been a heel manager to oppose him.
Who's to say that Daniel Bryan's not going to... His vibe was too happy-go-lucky tonight.
I sensed that
they were both like that.
From both of them. They seemed
well,
kind of...
when they did the segment at the end, they had to come. It had to come to that eventually.
Hey, Foley took it back.
Foley kind of took him.
Well, that segment was really good. It basically said, "I'm gonna step on you if I have to succeed."
Right. Brian looks like he wants to get something out. Get something out, Brian.
Thanks for the. Brian was holding that in for like.
I was. I just had to get that out. Hey, man, you got to get your trademarks out, brother.
That's a good one.
So,
can you trademark?
I should, right? There we go. Raw. I believe that. I didn't think that.
Shut up, Adam.
Jesus.
Adam. Come on, man.
That's a man.
No, I'm kidding. I didn't know that Mick was going to be on Raw. Seeing Daniel Bryan on SmackDown and having the Cruiserweights on Raw, that was kind of threw me through a loop.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool, though, because Raw is there. I mean, they're supposed to both now kind of be equals in show, but
I forgot
having
about
the
that.
Cruiserweights on Raw, I thought that was a big message and that they want to show.
You would think Daniel Bryan would be in charge of them because of being the same stature.
Like the shift manager of the Cruiserweight division.
Exactly. Right.
Well, and not just that, Brian. Didn't you say a couple guys got signed from the Cruiserweight Classic?
Plus now this opens up a whole new. Who knows how many guys they're going to be taking from this? I mean, this is just another feeder system for.
Do you think they'll turn it into something like the X Division? Make it something great.
It'll never be something like the X Division.
I don't know. You get the talent that they've got in this tournament, and you sign the premier guys.
Let's talk about that concept.
My question here when it comes to the two GMs is, what do we see as the style of the programs with meshing with their style? So, I mean, I didn't watch a lot of Foley when he was commissioner, but, I mean, is he going to make everything more hardcore? Is Daniel Bryan, I mean, how are they going to affect the individual brands?
Hard to say.
From what I remember, when Foley was commissioner, way back in not way back in it, but anyway.
Yes, in the past.
In the past, he had great booking, and he did do the hardcore matches.
Well, he was a face
too. But his great booking was always the cheap pop. Exactly. Well, he always went with the cheap pop booking.
He went with what the crowd wanted.
Which is what you should.
We cannot sit here and say that they're going to make the booking better and they're going to make the storylines better, because we all know that they are basically an actor. They're a puppet in the role. So they're not doing the booking. I mean, they might suggest things, and they're not doing the storyline. They might suggest things.
They're part of the storyline themselves.
Well, right, but they're part of the show. So, and I'm looking at their character, how their character is going to affect the roster. I mean, are they going to be all for the faces? Is it going to be a good?
I think Stephanie's going to be the heel, and Foley will be the face. And on the other side, I think Shane. Watch out, Shane will be the face, and maybe Daniel Bryan going heel.
He goes a little power trip, and
I think Shane's going to go heel.
Actually,
one of the two is going to happen.
Yeah,
I think
for sure
Foley is the wild card in this mix. I think Daniel Bryan's going to do exactly what he said in the promo tonight. He is going to basically take these guys that nobody's given a chance, and he's going to try and put them over, these jobbers, these whatever you want to call them. He's going to do his best to kind of give them a shot, and he's now got an entire show to do it. So if you got a guy like Sheamus, he's going to be like, hey, I want to put you against the former world champ, and if you win, I'm going to put you in the title picture.
Or better yet, Apollo.
Right, exactly. You're going to see...
What title picture?
Well, and with these NXT guys that are getting drafted and stuff, you're going to see Daniel Bryan, his character, I think, as a GM, give a lot of pushes to guys that the fans think deserve it.
Okay, so there's Bryan.
So maybe have some beef with legends that it's like, hey, why?
Foley to me is a wild card though, Rob. I'm not exactly sure where I see it. He could just as easily be a heel to accompany Stephanie.
Yeah.
I'm going to do whatever it takes to succeed.
And it seemed that way to me. It seemed like he was leaning towards more towards I am not going to bow to the queen, but I am definitely on her side.
It felt that way, especially in the last promo.
But I think he's going to be fair. I don't think he's necessarily going to be,
Well, yeah, he's
evil, if you want to say, but
yeah, he's not going to be corporate Kane doing exactly what he thinks Stephanie wants.
Yeah, he won't take any shit. He'll be a Stone Cold-esque kind of, I'm not taking your shit, we're going to do it my way kind
Maybe
of
not so much extreme on Stone Cold end, but yeah.
Okay.
3.
All right, so number 3, keeping the draft going here.
This is exciting.
We're going to talk about the draft rules as they set out, and we're going to talk about the championship picture, and we'll make some predictions as well. So if you haven't seen it already, if you've been living under a rock, or you like get your information
Kira
from
wish she was living under the rock.
Right. Or you get your information from us, which is weird, but thank you. We got the rules here as posted on WWE.com. Raw gets the first overall pick. SmackDown Live gets 2 picks for Raw for every Raw, or Raw gets 3 picks for every 2 that SmackDown gets. Tag teams
because of 2 hour, 3 hour.
Right. Tag teams stay together unless the commissioner or general manager specifically want a single team member from that team. So there is room for splitting up tag teams, but it's also easier to just pick a team.
Don't you think the one thing before that, when they only announced the date, the other thing they announced was tag teams, will they get drafted together? Now they're saying they can be drafted together. It feels like this is the one BS I call on them with this.
Look on the sheet.
I'm glad. Leave the teams together.
So the New Day,
do either or.
So the New Day is
Either or is
considered,
fine.
according to the sheet, the New Day on the roster is a faction, is 3.
But the Wyatts aren't. There's 3 separate on the other list.
That's right. So the Wyatts are not, but the New Day is. So some factions are staying together within a pick if it happens that way. Others,
Social Outcasts is the threesome.
Yeah, they didn't put Gallows and Anderson with AJ Styles, so there's no guarantee that those 3
I
will
wonder
stay
what the
together.
logic was for that.
Well, I'm thinking AJ will be drafted separately.
I'm sure. Well, I'm sure they will. And I don't.
Maybe Finn takes over the club.
Maybe
and AJ goes
That's
to
a
another show.
possibility.
Yeah. So we got that, and then 6 draft picks be made off of NXT. And here's one thing that I pointed out to Adam, maybe a little legalese that they put on the website for the fans. The list of current WWE superstars eligible for the draft is as follows, and all the names on there. But they said list of current WWE superstars, which in a way does not suspend the idea of an off-roster somebody coming out.
Well, and also there are some notables that they did list. Brock and Orton are on the list. I was surprised about that. And one that's not on the list is Harper. We know he's injured, but is he that injured that they left him off completely?
Well, it was an ACL. I mean, you're looking at 9 to 10 months.
Yeah, I think they announced actually that any guys that are on the injured reserve.
Well, hey Brian, I guess you noticed that Emma's not on the list either.
Yeah.
Aww.
No, that's okay.
That's okay. It's okay. You got Dana Brooke now,
I miss
right?
you. Yeah,
Guys,
that's right.
Yeah,
Dana
right.
Brooke.
Just real quickly, based on the numbers, there's about 52 draft picks if they don't split up the tag teams into singles. That'll figure out for 36 to go to Raw and 24 to go to SmackDown. And then you forgot, I think, the last part, Rob, with the 6. The 6 picks.
No, I said the 6 picks from NXT, which we're going to talk about here in a second, a little bit more at length when we do our predictions. Before we do our predictions, though, just real quick, talk about the title picture. I read an article with Jim Ross where he was his inside birdies were telling him that there most definitely will be another heavyweight champion. Each brand will have their own champion. We know the Cruiserweight's going to be on Raw, which that's fun.
They'll crown it at
maybe IC
SummerSlam.
could be a SmackDown thing.
They'll get a new champ at SummerSlam for whatever show doesn't get the current champ.
I think maybe a little tournament within Raw to get it there. Here's my thing real quick about the Cruiserweight division, which I'm excited about, but I'm also fearful of. I'm fearful that they'd make the Cruiserweight division what the Divas division used to be, where you got a match, you got maybe 2, you maybe got a storyline, and it wasn't even that good if you did have one. And so you really didn't have much of a presence in the program at all.
You mean there wasn't enough push
That
to
sounds
go
right.
around?
Right.
That sounds like what's going to happen.
Right.
It's just going to be action.
It's going to be like one. Well, there might be a stupid little story here or there, but it's going to be 1, maybe 2 matches for the whole thing. So do you really have a division if you're just airing 1 or 2 matches on your program? Yeah. I mean, if they devote a full hour to it.
Well, there's not enough push to go around. Well, that's what I'm saying. If they do a full hour, maybe there is enough push.
I wonder if they'll maybe announce with the Cruiserweight Classic, the winner of that will go to Raw now with the belt. With the belt.
That would be great.
I have a picture of the belt, or a supposed picture of the belt
of the new Cruiserweight belt.
Yeah. Doesn't look bad.
I would like to see that. Okay.
I'll pass it to you, but I've got a dead battery.
Oh, okay. Okay. We'll look at it another time. But there's a lot of interesting facts there. So the titles, we don't know anything about the IC in the U.S. I'm assuming it just goes off of picks, and they'll probably strategically, I'll get the IC. Well, I'll get the U.S. kind of.
And I don't want to egg Medina on, but if they're going to do that with the heavyweight thing, is Is this where we get a women's title and a Divas title?
Thank you.
Oh, no.
Thank you, Adam.
I mean, maybe they don't call
Bring
it the
back
Divas.
the Divas title.
Maybe they don't call it
Hashtag.
that, but there's obviously they have to put it on one show. Are they
Why
just going
not?
to keep it to Raw and
Why
then
not?
all the
It's
women
still
on
fresh in people's
SmackDown get
minds.
nothing?
Because we've moved past the Divas
There's still
division.
a show named Total Divas. It's still relevant in WWE terminology.
I think they need
it
a
could
belt.
be an IC belt.
I don't call it the Divas
I think
belt. Call
Total
it
Divas
something
is done.
else.
What about a women's
The
tag
show's not
team?
done. No, there's going
I
to be
know
another
that they are
season.
recording, but I don't know if it's going to be the same now that the bells have left.
well, now
I'd
it's
rather call it
it's still
the
on.
SmackDown
Okay, we're all
Divas
talking over each
Now
other.
now we're talking about Total Divas. So come on, guys.
You brought it up, bro.
I'm just
Damn it.
Adam actually
Damn
brought
it,
it up.
Adam, you know what you did? You know
Well,
what you did to all of us?
See what you did there, you little
You,
jerk.
you total diva us. That's what you did.
Oh, that's been a long throwback since we've done that.
Nice.
Long,
Okay,
long,
look,
long time.
maybe they'll get a second belt or a matching belt for the other brand. I don't think it should be called the Divas belt.
It'll be a women's belt that's
Bring back
blue.
the Divas title.
I don't care about. Okay, I don't fucking care.
Four.
I don't fucking care. No, we're still on the topic.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so now we're gonna make our predictions for the. We all have our sheets here. We'll go around. So basically, what we asked for here on our worksheets was you got 6 picks from NXT. Now, I'm sure everybody figured out their own way to doing this. The number one, we're going to pick number 1 pick, so we know Raw is first, we know SmackDown is second, so we'll do our 1, 2. Split up tag teams or factions that we think might actually get split up. We'll throw that out there. And off roster picks. These are guys that are not on the sheet that WWE drafted. People that are not on the roster at NXT, not on the roster on the main roster at all. People that may be drafted coming out of nowhere. Here's Hulk Hogan, which that's not going to happen. But
Also, Rob, real quick, we're not going to read them on air. We might post them with the other ones. But
not-
Bob and Daniel, thank you for submitting your picks
Yes.
as well.
And Dan,
We will go over your grade at the end later.
Sure. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just start because I never get to start. So I'll start.
Go for it.
All right. So my NXT picks, I got Finn Balor is a very obvious one. I'm sure we all have that one.
I think it's
Yeah.
on the list.
Bailey, another very obvious one. By the way, NXT, there's a video out right now of them doing a curtain call where it's Nakamura and American Alphas and Finn and Bailey all doing a little celebration in the ring after a live event.
What did somebody called it? Like the click work.
Yeah, it was.
Do we have to make picks now?
It was a lot like Click. Yes, we're about to do.
We're
that.
doing them
Do
right
we
now.
really have to after we?
Yeah, we're making our picks now.
That's why we wrote them down on production.
Yeah, that's why you were supposed to fill this out during.
You just sounded like you just said them all.
I got what?
You just said them all.
Oh,
only said
I was
one.
referencing. You
Yeah,
make
No,
your,
no, but I'm
He's
just
going
saying.
over his
You
six.
make your fuck. Yes, we're all gonna have similar ones. God damn it! All right.
He
Oh,
segued it right at the beginning, Medine, by saying everybody's going to have Finn.
Right.
Yeah.
No. But then he named like.
Hey! I am captaining this ship.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Aye,
Yeah,
Captain.
that's right.
Go sweep the deck.
Sweep the fucking.
I think Mike's confused. He's going over his picks right now.
I'm doing my picks.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
All right, so I got Finn, I got Bailey.
Good try.
I was just
Kiera.
making sure.
And I think after that, too, we can have some relevant discussions. I think the Revival gets pulled up as a tag team. I got Austin Aries, and that's my unsure about that one. Like, yeah, I don't know, maybe not, because he's still got some shit going on, some heat going on in there. I got number 5. I got Nia Jax. I think Nia Jax has moved at the same progress as Apollo did when they were together. They got it promoted at the same time, given a pay raise at the same time. I think Nia Jax is set to come up. I don't think she'll do great on the main roster, but I think she's set to come up. And number 6, kind of a surprise, and I'm shaky about this one too. I got Samoa Joe, and I just look at it as the concept is, well, I'm going to get the NXT champion before anybody else does. I'll get him now, and whenever he'll keep defending there, whatever the storyline goes. But I think Samoa Joe. So those are my NXT picks, and we'll go around and do all of them. So we'll start with Steve on this one. What you got here for your
Of
NXT
course,
picks?
my number 1 is like, I guess everybody else, is Finn Balor. And number 2, I actually had Samoa Joe. I think, based on what I saw the other day when I was like, look at you, he was doing a promo in the ring. He's like, he's ready.
Not to interject real quick.
He's ready.
Are you guys both saying Samoa Joe with the title or without?
with the
It
title
could
to
be
begin
either way.
with. Yeah.
Why not?
Like
Kevin
KO
Owens.
did?
If he gets
Yeah.
drafted with it, it'd have to be with the title. So,
So my number 3 was Bailey. I thought maybe that would make an interesting tandem with Sasha Banks or somebody like that. Nakamura I have at number 4 because that match.
You're just
Finn Balor.
gutting the roster for
Yeah,
NXT.
I mean, why not? And Asuka, I got at number 5 instead of Nia Jax. I think
That's an interesting pick.
she would be a really welcome change to the main roster.
Yeah.
And I have American Alpha as a tag team. Like you were just mentioning, they were celebrating. So I've heard rumors that they could possibly be the next ones to come up.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about them. I mean, I don't think they've been there long enough, but they've shown.
Yeah, no, they have.
They've shown the willingness to really be great workers in the ring.
JJ and Gable, yeah, they've been there for a long time.
They have. I mean, like 3-4 years.
Jason Jordan, he started from the beginning.
Okay,
he's been there for a while.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh well, I stand corrected. Then I'm all for them coming up.
Yeah, I think they'd be great.
Gable came along a little while after.
Yeah, I'm saying as far as what their status in NXT right now as a tag team and really getting some good heat from the crowd, I'm just saying that is kind of fresh and new. I mean, they were jobber status for the longest time.
And I'm just worried, is there enough push to move 6 up when they've already moved probably another 6 up since Mania?
It's a whole different situation now since we have.
It's true, but I'm just worried about if they're flooding it.
Well, this is what we've been anticipating for forever.
Right.
So
you got all yours out there, Steve? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go, Kiera. What you got there for your NXT picks?
I have Finn, of course. Next, I have Bayley. I think the women's division, they need her right now. I think they're desperate with the storylines, especially with Natalia crap. So, cut me off again, asshole.
No, I'm saying because they're split. You're right, because they're splitting it in 2. They need Bayley.
Okay, yeah. No,
okay, rest of the picks.
Samoa Joe, only because I think it's getting to that point where he's defeated everyone pretty much, and he's a champion. So I think it's going to be the same spill that it was with KO, where he's going to get drafted onto the roster while he's champion. And my 4th pick was Hideo Itami.
Really?
Good cruiserweight pick.
Yeah, simply because I thought that his injury ended his career, but I found out, and I didn't know about this, and I felt horrible about it, but he actually is still in the NXT roster, and he's wrestling again.
Like live shows?
He just came back recently, right?
Yeah, just recently. I think maybe 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I covered him in the last Dirt Sheets. Yeah. Okay.
Carmella, my 5th pick.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I like that one.
Good one.
I think there's a chance they may bring her on, so maybe she can join Enzo and Big Cass. I'm not sure, but they may split up.
I don't know if I think she's ready, but I think that she'd be a good addition to Enzo and Cass. Yeah.
And my last one was Nia Jax. I had Nia Jax also.
Yeah. That girl, she's been around for a while. I mean, she doesn't need to spend a lot of time in developmental.
Well, Nia Jax, no, she actually, remember, she just came along maybe
a couple of years ago.
But she's related to The Rock, so she'll get Roman treatment.
She got pushed up very fast.
You think they'd learn?
Yeah.
But she did come from somewhere before she went to NXT. I mean, she was an indie wrestler, wasn't she?
No, she had no prior experience.
She
She said that in her promo. She said that in her bio promo.
Oh, so she's brand new.
Yeah.
She is a WWE product.
Wow, they have pushed the shit out of her.
Yes, they did.
Wow.
Said that.
I'll give it to her, though. She is different, and she has a different look. So.
Yeah, I agree. All right.
She's bringing it forth. That's why I say maybe they'll put her on the main roster. My concern is, like you said, I don't know if she'll do that well. NXT, she is banging in it right now because she has a uniqueness to the brand, but main roster.
That match she had with Asuka was good.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Let's go to Medine. NXT picks.
You guys, we've all made the same picks. I don't know why we're even.
No, we didn't.
Medine is not liking this.
No.
Everybody's picked. Listen, everybody's picked Baylor.
Hey, why don't you do your picks and don't?
I'm gonna do what I picked, but everybody's got the same.
No, we don't. There's been differences.
So far, not really. Oh, God. Everybody's picked Baylor. Everybody's
Baylor,
picked
Balor,
whatever. Finn.
Are Finn and Bailey dating now?
Nakamura.
You really think Nakamura's gonna come up?
If Finn does, I think he does too.
Okay.
Carmella, I picked that one.
Yeah.
I think
why do you criticize? He criticizes everything we do like this. I don't like the way that tournament was set up. All right, go ahead. I'm
not criticizing. I'm just saying that my point was
Carmella.
why are we doing this segment if we were all saying the same shit.
We're not, and don't worry about the segments. This Carmella,
Bailey.
Okay.
Everybody said Bailey.
Yeah.
American Alpha. I think we've all said that one.
No, we haven't.
I think
just me.
Steve did.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm sorry. Some of us have the same.
I only picked Corey Graves different.
You picked Corey Graves, an NXT pick?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. To go up as an announcer.
Good one.
They haven't replaced anybody yet. I mean.
Yeah, but I don't think they'd use a draft pick
why
on
not?
him.
Why not?
Yeah.
Announcers are available.
Everybody's
They
available.
are. Everybody is.
Everybody's
on a roster.
That would be
He's got a good
an odd
point.
one. It's like drafting a
That would
kicker
be
in
an
the
odd
second round or something.
Yeah, I don't see it happening.
I don't see that. Oh, well, okay, it's your picks.
I think that's actually happened in the past
What,
before anyway.
what in the fuck made you think that was a good
Sound
idea?
effects for the
What
show.
in the fuck made you think, I'm going to throw a plastic bottle in a concrete room and that'll be okay for broadcast?
And he missed.
You motherfuckers tonight, man. I'm telling you.
If I had
It's a
made
full
the
moon.
shot, it wouldn't have been a problem.
Brian, give me your picks.
I'm gonna breeze through mine.
Thank you.
Yeah. Number 1, Finn, in no particular order. Number 2, Samoa Joe. 3, Nakamura. And then 4 and 5, American Alpha. And number 6, a little bit. Well, I think Steve and I were similar. Asuka.
Asuka.
Yeah, I'd love to see her
ready.
come up.
Okay. Let's go, Adam.
I think you guys are all wrong with Joe and Nakamura. I think that they're going to have a rivalry back at NXT, so I don't have them. I do have Finn and I do have Bailey. I added the Revival, which I think only Rob named.
No.
And my other 3, nobody's named. Well, actually, I think maybe Rob named Austin Aries. I think he's going to get a push-up. I think Bobby Roode's going to get a push-up. And I think I wrote down Hype Brothers, but technically since Zack Ryder's already up there, I think it's Mojo
I
Rawley.
considered Mojo.
I
Yeah.
considered
Me
Mojo.
too.
So
Me too.
I just think that especially if Zack doesn't win at Battleground, a good push for him would be to have Mojo come up there and them kind of do a gimmick or work, whatever, together.
You see, we
Good
did
job,
there?
Adam.
You see, we did there. We all no.
Good job,
no,
Adam.
No, hold on. But see, we all had some similar ones, but the only ones that we explained were the ones that were different between us.
I think
Right.
And that's how the segment was designed, and that's
He's
how
trying to get
and that's
everyone's
how the-
insight.
and that's how the segment
There
worked.
was
So
no point for me to mention anything about
Congratulations,
Finn or
us.
Bailey. You
it was
guys had
just to
already
get everyone's
mentioned it.
insight, Mike. That's all
Okay.
it was.
What do you mean, Mike?
No, Mike just wants to bitch about
What do you
everything.
mean, Mike?
All right, here we go.
Number 1.
All right,
Good
so
job,
our
man.
number 1 picks for the draft. So we got
Hey guys, if we all have the same, we're not allowed to talk.
If they're different, we shouldn't either.
Oh, Jesus, fucking shut up. Number 1 picks for Raw and SmackDown. We know Raw's going first, so we'll just keep the train going with me. I think Raw is going to be Seth Rollins. I think they set that up for tonight. And I think SmackDown is going to be John Cena. How can you not have John Cena, the face that runs the place? You have to get viewership to SmackDown Live on a consistent basis. And
Fuck that.
as much as you
But
might
he's
hate
the
him,
most exposed guy.
Yep.
yeah, as much as
Yeah,
you might
makes
hate
sense.
him, he's the flagship bearer. I mean,
No, because it's so predictable. They did that last time where he was the number 1 draft pick. I don't think it's going to go down that way. I think.
okay, well, you're gonna get your turn, sweetheart.
Sorry.
All right, thank you.
You mentioned John Cena. I'm like, no.
Okay, Steve Austin.
I had the same exact thing.
Rollins
man. I
and
had
Cena.
John Cena going number 2, just like you said. You had to have
How
the
dare
face
you.
run the place. There to help SmackDown
my
and
God.
Seth
I
Rollins.
apologize.
Now,
You can
Kiara,
see it tonight with Stephanie.
All right.
thank you, Steve,
Anyway.
for your insightful picks.
I apologize to you.
All right, here we go, Kiara. Your turn.
What are we doing?
Oh, Jesus fuck.
Your picks.
Oh, I have for Raw Seth and for SmackDown Dean. That's what I have.
Okay.
The Shield,
Any reason why, Dean?
Because he was a current champion, and I'm just
He
thinking.
is. We just
He still
announced
has
that.
it.
Yeah, well, he's a current champion, so I'm thinking, okay, why not? Why not put the top guy up first?
So,
Okay.
Why not pay
Get rid of
attention
that
to
Shield
anything
rivalry.
that's going on?
All right, Medine.
I made a slip up. You know what the fuck I meant.
Go, Medine.
I'm going
Hey, how
with,
do you spell pen?
I'm going with Dean
PN.
as the Raw draft pick only because he's the
Dean
champion.
for
Yes.
Raw? Really?
And I see his tension between Stephanie and Dean, much like Jericho.
You know,
and Dean.
I can see a
I mean,
situation.
Jericho and Stephanie back in the day.
I can see a situation where Mick's like,
The mediator, or
I'm picking Dean, and if you don't like it, Stephanie, sorry, you gave me autonomy.
That's a possibility.
and then Steph's like, "Oh, your job or the champ." You
Right,
know,
okay.
Who are you gonna side?
All
That
right.
kind of thing. And for SmackDown, I agree with you. The face that runs the place. Today's show, I'm sure he'll be on there tomorrow morning talking
Yeah.
about it on the Today Show how he's gonna be such and such place, and then he'll fly there tomorrow night
Yeah.
to the live event.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, what you got, B-Rye?
The more that I think about it, and actually seeing all the stuff that happened after with the fallout and having Dean still be champion.
Yeah.
With that said, I could see Stephanie. I had Seth Rollins written down, but I'm going to change it and go with Dean Ambrose. I could see her wanting, since he is the champion still, I could see her wanting the belt rather
course.
than the person.
Sure.
You know, especially on
And
the
then she can
flagship
make his
show.
life hell or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that could be an interesting thing. And
Okay.
then for SmackDown, John Cena. It's there's going to be trade-offs with the cruiserweight. They're going to be on Raw now. I think having John Cena and, like we said, being the face that he is in WWE.
Help put
Sure.
people over and stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Adam, you've been waiting patiently.
Yeah, I have Rollins and Cena, but I would like to amend and kind of make a comment here to everybody else what they're saying. I mentioned this with guys like Miz and Rusev. Will they go higher because they're a champion? And if the champion factor is exclusive to just one or the other, then Dean definitely probably gets in the conversation at number one, especially since the draft is coming before Battleground, and they've said tonight that he is retaining the championship. So I really think that if it's not Rollins and Cena, it's because the champion factor weighed in for Dean.
Okay. I just want to say, before we go to the next one, real quick, just a reminder, because I didn't say it earlier, we are going to be having a show tomorrow, a draft reaction show, and we're going to have our big Battleground show. We're all getting tanked and having a good time.
But
and
tomorrow's show, no 5, no nothing.
No
It's
5.
just draft.
It's draft reaction. It's a special edition. The actual physical brand split with us will happen next week following Battleground.
Peace.
What? Yeah, peace, bitch. So we'll go to the next one, and we'll change up the order here. So split up tag teams or factions. Who we think possibly 2 picks we get, who we might get split up, and brief reasons why if you want. So let's start with Adam here.
Okay. Mine is very simple. I think the Usos break up. Why? They're twins. One show can have one, the other show can have the other.
That's
nobody will be missing out on anything.
Kind of like
and
the Bellas.
That also includes the tag team division. Nobody will be missing them from that either. Lastly, especially the way they pushed Cass tonight in that 12-man, he was showcased a lot. I really think that also might be why Kira's right with Carmella. Maybe she comes up and just joins Enzo, and Cass goes his separate ways.
That makes complete sense.
Interesting.
All right, let's go B-Rye.
My first one would have to be the Ascension. As much as it kills me after seeing them on Raw tonight, mind you, I think that was the first time that.
But if they break them up, then they're just basically giving them their pink slip.
No, that's twice as much Ascension in 1 week. All right.
Oh my God! Wow.
All right. I mean, they should just give them a whole hour. But I mean, hey,
they should
we
just call
can have what we
themselves
want,
the Dissension.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good. And then my number 2 one.
Horrible.
Hype Bros. With the push that Zack Ryder's getting right now, I think just by kind of process of elimination, I think Mojo is kind of get stuck behind.
So
they've kind of been separate already, though.
Yeah, I mean,
you think so?
If Mojo was drafted, then I think your pick there works. But without him being drafted, I don't think it works.
But is he? He's not. Is he one of the guys that's available? I mean, he's in NXT.
He's in NXT roster.
He's available.
He's available.
Technically,
but I don't think you're split. But Ryder's been doing a solo thing on the main roster for a good little bit now, going back and forth. But
on and off for a year.
I don't know. I think it's a touchy one. With me, I don't think it works unless he's drafted.
Thumbs down.
But we're not getting points here, so it's okay. Medine, so you got 2 tag teams or factions you think can get split up, bud?
First, I would say the. I'm sorry. Are they even here on the list?
Who's that?
Sin Cara and Kalisto. I don't see them.
Yeah, they're
there.
Yeah.
They're on the tag portion.
Yeah, I would see them too because you saw
too.
Corbin attacked Kalisto
Yeah.
on his way after the match. I could see maybe them starting something.
Okay.
That's meaningless, but
Sure.
still would
It's a tag
give
team.
them a reason to break them up.
Right.
You know,
they actually
are listed individually.
Yes.
No, they already announced that they're splitting ways.
Oh, so they're
before
done.
Yeah.
Oh, they are done?
Yeah, they actually announced it. I think it was on WWE.com.
Did they?
I think they mentioned it tonight.
Really?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Like they're not a tag team, but they're still good friends, kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
going to go their own way. So.
What the fuck?
You're right. Yeah.
So basically, one can join the cruiserweight division, the
So
other can.
you've
suck
already
on
got one of
SmackDown.
your predictions correct. There you go.
That doesn't count.
Who's your second?
Hey, fucked me.
Yeah.
I guess the second one, and I was going to ask about them tonight. Just break up the Shining Stars already. They haven't done anything. They haven't done anything. I know it's been a month since I've been here, but it's been a month since they've been here.
That's
I mean,
very true.
So
They did have one match against local jobbers.
That's the last one?
That was their only one.
Guys, they did some great commercials for Puerto Rican tourism, but otherwise they've done nothing.
That's it.
Come
And
to
it's
Puerto
already
Rico.
and listen, it's already passed into July. You don't want to go now. Hurricane season's coming up, so they've ended their whole thing. Just split them up.
All right,
This
Kiara.
weather report
2 tag
brought to you
teams.
by Medine.
I had Enzo and Big Cass and the Usos.
Oh, you copied me?
No.
That's exactly what I wrote.
I've been saying
You
this.
always copy me.
I've been saying this for a while now.
You're such a plagiarizer.
I will say something about the Usos, though. I think maybe this will be a good thing for them. I could see them,
Maybe
not,
we'll finally
I'm
be
not
able
going
to
to
tell
say
the difference.
flourishing. I'm
They've
not going
had
to
some
say
individual
flourishing.
matches, so
But I will say maybe we'll see a little bit more personality between the two.
Let them shine on individually.
Yeah, see what happens with that.
Okay, cool.
I'm curious.
All right.
Wait. Oh, never mind. She's on there. Naomi is on there.
Okay. Let's go, Steve Awesome.
I thought maybe somebody else would have this. The Club. I think AJ is going to get drafted separately.
He's
Club's
listed
gonna
separately.
Well, yeah, but
that's like the
it's a
Lucha
faction.
Dragons.
But
You're
it's a
already
faction
right.
getting broken
Well,
up.
the question was
sense.
faction. It was
Right.
faction.
Tag teams or
Yeah.
factions. So
sense.
that part of the faction will be dissolved.
Okay.
And maybe Finn Balor join the club or something
Steve.
like that. And the other one was the Wyatts. I thought they're not even listed as a tag team, and you know
They're not listed as a faction.
They're not listed as a faction. So
Harper's not even on the list.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's because he's hurt. I think they said that any of the guys that are.
Wow, deja vu. We talked
Yep.
about this like
Did we?
20
Yeah,
minutes
we
ago.
did.
Oh my god.
Brian just pulled a
Wow.
Kiera.
Okay, so my 2 is going to be Enzo and Cass, as we talked about. They've been pushing Cass. A lot of stories coming out about.
And Vince has a hard-on
Vince
for him.
has a hard on for Cass, and he wants to make him the big 7-foot, killing machine.
You can't teach that.
Yeah,
we saw the face off with Strowman tonight.
yeah, I think it's a mistake. Well, there's lots of rumors that Cass is the eventual opponent for Brock Lesnar. That's
Which
all.
if he gets over Lesnar, I'm
Right.
cool with. But if he just gets up there to get squashed, that's a waste.
And I think
He's
that
not there yet,
I think that
guys.
report from Dave Meltzer, which is the right hand of God when it comes to wrestling journalism. So we'll see on that one.
He did say Dean was going to lose tonight, and Dean kind of almost did.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
almost.
Okay, so we still got another day to see what's going to happen because he also said that Dean was probably going to be out of the triple threat match from Battleground, somehow getting screwed over before. So we'll see. So my other tag team, I thought this one was just going to happen for strict comedy, because the first tag team ever split up by a draft was the Dudleys.
Oh,
and I think this is a chance for Bubba Ray to be removed from Billy.
Become Bully Ray.
From
TNA.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, Devon gets moved away from Billy Ray, whatever.
Who gets drafted first?
Bully Rays.
Yeah.
Bully.
So that's kind of, it's comical because it's like, oh shit, not again.
That's out there because I just really don't think that they'd ever push Bully Ray the way he was.
One way or the other. I
wish
see
they would.
Either
aces and eights, baby.
Before that.
Well,
It'll be late in the draft.
Yeah, either it's for actual storyline material or it's just for the comedy of saying, fuck, every time this happens, we get separated.
Right. Yeah, I like that.
So, all right. So we got our off-roster picks here, and let's start with Kiera here. Off-roster picks. You get 2 of them. We had to explain this to you
All right.
7 different times. So did you finally get it?
I wasn't paying attention. My ADD.
They're not on the roster.
Okay, so what are your 2 off-roster picks? Watch them be fucking like on the roster. Watch.
Guaranteed, one of them is.
Watch.
Randy Orton.
You don't have that. You don't have the faith in me, baby.
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. So I originally had CM Punk, and
That's a wet dream right
Wow.
that is a wet dream.
Okay. All right.
So you just don't want any points.
Clean up on all 5.
Let me finish. I said originally I had CM Punk and Kurt Angle, but I'm changing that to the Hardy Boys. I'm gonna put Jeff and Matt
Never
for
gonna
off
happen.
roster.
Not gonna happen. Neither one of those is gonna happen.
Brother
Not-
Nero's
Damn, why can't I
dead.
dream? Like y'all probably got it's off roster.
mine are
They got a good thing going on right now in TNA.
Mine are more. I
Of
think,
course,
more
she
possible.
named like 5 people.
All right, let's go, Medine.
I'm going with Shane picking either The Rock or The Undertaker. And Stephanie possibly picking someone like Triple H.
Is The Rock? So Rock's not on the list.
But
No,
they're
neither
part-
is The Undertaker, neither is Triple H.
Is Rock off the roster? Because last time I checked the roster, Rock was
And last
still
time
on
I
there.
checked, he's on some
He's not on the one they
somewhere.
released.
But they're the part timers. So
he's
they're
on-
not eligible. I thought.
They're not. He's on the roster if you go to WWE.com.
Right.
He's there.
Yes.
He's not on the list of available of current WWE superstars. So,
Correct.
So,
but it's still possible. But I would be very
It's The Rock
surprised.
show. SmackDown's The Rock.
I agree,
Yes.
but I would be very surprised. That means Rock would have to take a
So
little
would I.
hiatus from
So would
movies.
I.
Yeah.
So would I.
And he's right now the
But he's not
highest paid
above-
actor in
guys,
Hollywood.
so
That's not
He's
going to
not
happen.
above
Forbes.
stopping for
Forbes
like
certified.
2 hours
Okay.
somewhere and just doing a WWE.
What was your other one? You had Rock and who else?
Taker.
Taker. Okay, Taker.
Taker is a good
Taker
one.
Taker's
could
not
be in
returning
it.
phone calls. He's wrestled his one match that he has to, so
Yeah.
he doesn't have to wrestle again.
Well,
this year if he doesn't want
this
to.
draft is going to determine how WrestleMania 33 ends up, and Taker would make
Good
sense
point.
as a draft pick.
Yeah.
Let's go, Brian.
Okay, these ones might. I went a little different with mine. Number one.
Because you're a little different.
Hey, that's right. Number one, Tommy Dreamer. I'm not looking at the high profile guys. I'm looking at
Is
the
your other
muscle,
one-
the no chance
the
has
mid card.
been.
Bring back the
Is your
hardcore
other
title.
one Terry Funk?
Wow.
Or Chainsaw Charlie?
I'll take him number one.
No, however,
Barry Horowitz?
I think Barry Horowitz. I wish we need more people like Barry Horowitz.
Wow. Good reference.
Number two, Kurt Hawkins. He's one of the guys that he's one of the young guys that he's.
Wasn't he an edge head?
Yeah.
Yes, he was an
with
edge
Zack
stunt double.
Ryder. He's one of the. He came up with Zack Ryder.
That's where they started.
Yeah, exactly. But WWE, they want guys that have experience. I think he was there for at least 8 or 9 years.
I can see the email from Bob now. Would you tell Brian to quit being fucking weird with his indie darlings?
No, Zack Ryder is just now hitting the 7-year mark. He was there for about 5 years. Kurt Hawkins was on the roster for about 5 years.
No way. Way longer.
No.
Is Kurt Hawkins in the CWC
Side bet
right now?
No, he's not.
No.
No.
You don't have to roll your eyes.
Side bet off the
It
air.
ain't that serious.
I'll fucking roll my eyes all I want.
Damn.
You just
not
get
right.
that mom.
Did you get it? Did you get it?
Keep it Rollins.
Dude, the greatest thing is that we're filming. If anyone's watching this, is watching Rob just look like he's schizophrenic.
Losing my mind.
I bet our cameras aren't good enough to pick up the fly, so it just looks like Rob is swatting it.
All right, Adam.
Have to be in the title.
Adam, what you got, man?
I went with Goldberg. He's definitely got commercials running right now. He's on the game. There's lots of rumors out there, and I went Kurt. Goldberg and Kurt. I think that
Kurt Hawkins.
If they're going off roster, I like Undertaker, Sting, and all these other ones. But if they're going off roster, I think they're going with a legend.
Okay. I hate to absolutely agree with you. I had Goldberg and Kurt Angle for
Two good picks.
exactly the same exact reason. So no need to waste time there. So Steve, awesome. Final. Wrap it up.
I had Goldberg and Triple H, so it's a little different, but feasible.
Any particular thoughts on Triple H?
Dude, that'd be great if Stephanie drafts
Stephanie's
him
going to
last.
draft him. That's what I'm thinking.
yeah.
He's gonna be the last pick.
Would she possibly pick him first?
Ooh, that was her original works.
No, she knows that Seth won't come back to her. She'll have to take him first.
All right.
5.
All right, number 5, final one. So Adam's going to take this. We're going to do our battleground prediction. To Adam, go.
All right, Rob, we're going to start with you. And
Oh, shit, no. No, you know what? Hold on, I did this. I'm so excited. Hold on. Number 4, brief conversation. All right, we're going to talk about the promo battle royal that we saw tonight, where we started with. Who did we start with? We started with
Enzo and
John
Cena.
Cena came out first.
Yeah. Cena and then Enzo and Cass. Then we added the club. Then we added New Day.
New Day, yeah.
And then they went to commercial. We don't know if the Wyatts actually said anything.
No, they just did an entrance.
They
That's
did an
all
entrance.
it was.
But what a beautiful collaboration of great promo factions.
yeah.
I mean, the club held on. I mean, AJ is the weak link when it comes to promos with the club.
Even Cena kind of looked entertaining because it's like freaking out on how stupid everybody was.
Right.
Cena, when he flipped out about Wu-Tang Clan, he goes, "That's not even a trio."
There's like 20 of them.
I made the comparison during the show that I think AJ Styles is like the little redhead bully kid that had the big bully with him in Christmas Story. You just kind of, beat him up, guy. Yeah, just kind of.
Enzo called him. He had
which is terrible.
What was it? Soccer mom haircut.
Soccer mom.
It's terrible. It's terrible. So I mean, but
the Pokemon thing that they went off on.
That was awesome.
Kiara was getting all moist
Yeah.
over that one. So I play Pokemon Go too. It's
Hey,
fucking. I swear to
it was
God, it's midnight.
It
She
was
walks out.
It was an epic time of my childhood.
It was midnight. She walks out the front door into the little yard. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? She's like, there's a Pokemon out here.
Big E and Cena did a good job where Cena cut him off and he goes, this is just crazy because. And then Big E just goes, because.
I had no idea John Cena was like gearing him up for that.
I thought he was going to start to do a rap promo, his own kind of school thing.
But the reference, I thought he was going to start doing that too.
Yeah,
The rap
I was
promos are
getting
good.
ready for that.
Yeah.
The rap promos were good.
Well, that was when the Shield interrupted. Don't forget.
My reference to this
not
was
Shield Club.
Right. My reference to this is old school the Nation versus DX when it came to promo battles.
Ooh.
I mean, those are some epic ones, especially when Rock was with DX.
And then Corporate would come out.
Exactly, Corporate would come out, and the Ministry would come out, and everybody. But specifically those two, just great promo battles back and forth with each other. So I don't know if it's like a last hurrah, like last time you're going to see all these guys in the ring together. So let them cut something real quick. But if it's something that continues, I am completely down.
Oh yeah.
And the only thing that I don't like, and I kind of said this during the middle of it, is they did a 12-man match here on Battleground on Sunday. They're just doing 2 6-man matches. None of them. One of them isn't like Extreme Rules. One of them isn't elimination. One of them, they're just 2 6-man tag matches. It feels weird that they doubled that up for Battleground.
Tonight's show should have been
the
other way around.
I mean, having the 12 is fine. I have no problem with that. I'm just saying
for the actual show.
Yeah, on Battleground, we're going to have 2 6-man tag matches. That
Just split them.
exactly the same.
Yeah, they could
having
mix
2
it up a little
one-on-one
bit.
matches is exactly the same, or having 2 tag matches is no thing. But 2 6-mans just seems weird. It would be like
Crossing
to me. It
up
would be
members.
like if there were 2 cage matches.
Are you saying
Crossing
they
up
should have
members,
they
if
should
you're-
have done the 12-man originally?
No, I'm
For
saying
Val-
one of those 6 men should be an elimination or a table
At
or
least mix
something.
it up.
Okay.
Right.
Because it's basically like, hey, we have 2 ladder matches on this card. We have 2 cage matches on this card.
Yeah. Well, and before we get to the predictions here in just a second, I'll say on that point, that's why I kind of make this card a C plus at best, C plus card at best, because you have 2 6-man tag matches with no real consequence to them. If you had New Day versus Wyatt's, completely makes sense. But to add the additional one, I think is unwarranted, unneeded, really.
Sounds like they slacked on that booking.
Rob,
without a special
The
condition.
tag titles aren't even up for grabs, are they? Or
No.
So.
Mick Foley alluded this tonight about having kind of the Monday Night War feel. And what I'm curious is at Battleground on Sunday, are these other draft picks who are not on the card going to be like, hey, I want to garner my commissioner or my GM's attention. I'm going to run out and fuck with one of these matches.
That's a possibility for one of those matches.
Yeah,
yes.
because I remember the Invasion storyline. I remember, Monday Night Wars, they were trying to show up here and you never knew who was going to show up. Maybe there's a bunch of guys that just come out.
That'd be great.
And are like, what if the club is all on SmackDown, and so a bunch of Raw guys come out and fuck over the club to try and, get their GM on their side.
Makes total sense.
5.
All right, so number 5, let's jump right into it. Predictions for Battleground. I'll let Adam take the helm from this one.
All right, Rob, I'm going to start with myself for the Shield. I'm going to go with Seth Rollins in the Shield triple threat for the main event. And, I really think they need Rollins to get it, and I think he's going to be the number 1 pick and then hold the belt.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Uh-huh.
Why do you always start at the top of the card when you do these?
You want me to start at the bottom?
I mean, it helps the suspense of it. I mean, let's get the bullshit
All right,
out the way.
well, let's go in reverse. We're going to start at the bottom of the card,
Forget
which is
that.
the highlight reel. The question that we're proposing to the group, guys, you got 3 choices on a multiple choice answer. Kira, pay attention. For the highlight reel with Randy Orton, will Lesnar show up, will Heyman show up, or will neither? Rob, go.
I think Heyman shows up, and I real quickly, because right now with the heat that's on Brock, I don't think it's so wise to bring him out to expect the crowd to do something for him.
All right, Kier?
Heyman, I agree with that.
All right, Medine?
I say neither.
All right, Brian?
Heyman.
And Steve?
I had Heyman as well.
All right. Next up, we got kind of 2 questions here, guys. It's Sasha versus Charlotte and Dana. Sasha's partner is a mystery partner. So I want to go around the room, predict who you think is going to win, and predict who you think Sasha's partner is going to be. We're going to start with Kiera because she likes the women's division.
I'm going to say Bayley. I think Bayley's going to show up there as her mystery partner. And, I think they'll take
Bayley
the
will be
win.
drafted.
And
Take
now
the
who do you
W.
think is going to win? Sasha and Bayley or
Sasha
Charlotte?
and Bayley.
Okay.
Damn, I have deja vu.
Rob?
Same thing. I think it's going to be Bayley. It's going to be Sasha and Bayley. Absolutely.
Steve?
I have Sasha and Paige, but then like the screw job, maybe some of the drafted NXT women's talent could screw up something for them too. So
that's
Yeah.
Bayley was squashing the rumors on Twitter.
So you're going to say Paige?
About being a
and
mystery.
Sasha and Paige.
And then who do you think wins?
Sasha
if
and
it's-
Paige.
Okay.
And
Brian?
that's good sense. Yeah.
Brian?
Bayley and Sasha and Bayley. I think they're going to go over.
All right. And Medine?
Interestingly enough, I have Becky pulling double duty.
Well,
And
really?
who do you think wins? Sasha and Becky?
Yes.
You think they'd repeat that from tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We're going to go to Medine first this time with New Day and the Wyatts. No title on the line,
title
just
on the
6
line.
man.
I'm still going with the Wyatts to continue the impending breakup of the New Day.
All right.
Okay.
Brian?
Wyatts. I think they need this more than the New Day does.
All right.
Do.
Steve?
I'm going to have to agree with the Wyatts if there's no title on the line.
All right. Kiera?
Wyatts, they need a W.
And Rob?
Yeah, I mean, you have to put the Wyatts over here. There's no reason not to. If you're going to push them as this fierce force, which you're trying to do with the compound, they have to get put over.
Was that a clean sweep?
But then
yep.
they don't get broken up by the
I forgot to say mine was Sasha and Sasha and Bayley, and I think that they'll win. I'm going, Brian, it is a clean sweep. I think this is the most obvious booking in the history with no titles on the line. The fact that the Wyatts need this push. We've all picked the Wyatts. Even Bob and Dan, who sent in their picks, picked the Wyatts. Steve, we're going to start with you for the next one is Ryder and Rusev.
I have Rusev retaining the title.
Okay.
I just think, Ryder's not going to get over on this one.
If he does, he'll only hold it for one
And
night
then maybe
anyway.
Mojo Rawley can join up with him.
All right, Kiera.
I had Zack Ryder. Simply because I think maybe the writers realized they made a mistake by only letting him hold the title once, so maybe they're trying to give him a second shot.
Okay. Brian?
Zack Ryder. Yeah, Zack Ryder.
Okay.
All right, Medine?
I have Rusev retaining the title, getting drafted with Lana somewhere tomorrow. Who knows? Who cares?
Rob?
I got Zack Ryder. The only way you're going to bring some legitimacy to that title as the mid-card belt for the other brand is if you have somebody who's exciting to the crowd. I don't think Rusev is. I go Ryder.
And I'm picking Ryder simply because I think that he's going to go to SmackDown. He's going to be the U.S. champ. He's going to be the one that Daniel Bryan is going to be like, this is a guy that I can push. He's never gotten a chance.
Yeah.
It'll fit the whole character vibe there. That's why I think that.
That's pretty good.
And can I just add one more last thing, too?
Absolutely.
SummerSlam is at the Garden, so he's going to be coming back to Long Island.
No, it's at the Barclays Center.
Barclays Center, sorry.
well,
So it's
still
coming back to Brooklyn. He's going to have the belt.
Really, you're going to say Brooklyn is like New Jersey? That's not
It's not even New Jersey.
He's
I
Long
said the
Island.
Garden.
I didn't say Jersey, I said the Garden.
Long Island, Brooklyn, Jersey, they're all different. Anyway, Brian, moving on. Darren Young, The Miz, who you got?
I think they're going to give it to Darren Young. As much as I want to see the Miz win, I think they're going to keep. There's no sense in not, Darren Young not winning after all of this that we've seen.
Really?
I just think Miz stays on Raw as the champion. I really think this is Darren Young's just attempt at a push, and I think they're wasting all the time they put into him.
I got to say, it fell flat tonight.
So I'm disagreeing with you. I'm going with The Miz. What do you got, Kira?
I'm going to go with Darren Young.
You want to keep Darren Young great again. All right, Steve.
They had invested too much in this, and they're going to give Darren Young the title. It might not be for a long period of time, but it'll be like a Zack Ryder thing.
Thank you, Steve.
Medine?
I have the Miz, but I feel like agreeing with Steve, to be honest with you.
All right, well, here's your chance to change it.
No. I'm going with what I wrote.
Yeah.
I'm going
All
with
right,
the Miz.
Ms. Rob.
I am going to second guess myself. I had on my sheet, I had Darren Young written on there, and thinking about it, I see the Miz keeping the belt because you do need a little bit more of a household name to carry the belt. But also, this is a good opportunity for Darren Young to fail, Backlund getting his ass, and then move.
You always have to try to
If that's the case, then it'd be okay. But.
Okay, Backlund, gets on him, and then he transitions to a heel character.
I've never known anyone to have more Freudian slips in the gay way. All right, Medine, we're going to start with you on the next one. Becky Lynch and Natty, since you think it's double duty.
Becky.
Becky. Any reason?
Because she's going to win.
Does anybody give a shit?
Kiera.
I said Becky because Natalya sucks.
Yeah. No, I'd agree.
And she's got a flat face.
I highly disagree there. She's one of the trainers. She's trained a lot of these girls that you see.
Her wrestling skills are superb, but she has no. Yeah, her character is dull.
So specify why she sucks then.
Yeah, she sucks because her character is very dull.
Yes, that's
she
true.
doesn't have a way with the crowd.
She doesn't have any charisma.
No.
Yeah, no charisma, nothing like that.
I'm going to just agree with Kiera completely. That's my pick. Steve, you're up next.
It was a no charisma match altogether, but I have Becky winning.
All right. Emma's not a choice, Brian, but who do you want to pick?
Thank God, Becky Lynch.
All right. Rob.
Because Dana Brooke helps her.
Rob, for the sweep.
I'm gonna go Becky Lynch because why? Fuck. I mean,
that's mean.
I
know, and that's why I'm pulling back. I don't want to say Natalya's great.
Well, Natty got to shine tonight, beating up Becky.
But she's just useless. Honestly, really. Okay.
Let's stay with Rob for Sammy KO.
Is there any question what's going to come out of KO? KO is on his way to being the top heel of whatever brand he gets put on. You got to put him over. Sammy will be just fucking fine.
I'm going to jump on that grenade. That's why I'm picking Sammy, because KO doesn't need this push. Sammy needs it to go into the roster split. KO is going to survive regardless. They could squash his character for a year and he'll still be a future champ. Kiera, what do you got?
I couldn't agree more. I feel the same way. I think Sammy really needs this. If they don't give him this, then it seems like they're going to crush Sammy's career, and I would be highly upset about that.
So you're going with Sammy?
Yes.
Brian?
Sammy, he's going to parlay this into, they're going to get drafted to separate brands, and he's going to kind of use this as a springboard.
Medine?
I'm going with KO. I think he doesn't really need the push. I mean, Sammy-wise. He doesn't need it, so he's going to get popped regardless.
Steve, you can make it a tied room. What do you want?
It's not for a title or anything, so that's why. I mean, plus, if he doesn't win, he will get squashed, like Kiera said. Sami Zayn has to win this.
Sammy wins 4-2 with the marked out group.
Damn you, detractors.
We're going to stay with Steve for Enzo, Cass, Cena, and the club.
The club winning, because they need to kind of the pushover, especially if they don't get drafted along with AJ. this is going to be their springboard, like you were talking about.
They won the 12-man, so I'm going to disagree with you. I actually have.
But
Enzo
it's the
Cass.
pay-per-view, so
Okay.
yeah.
What do you got, Rob?
For the club and Enzo and Cass and Cena, I got the club. I think the club holds superiority here. Enzo and Cass are really good at being the bridesmaids. They can take the pin for Cena while he's outside doing his "I'm beat up by the stairs" routine.
But Enzo took the pin tonight for 12 guys. You think he's going to take it again Sunday?
Sure.
All right.
This match really, I really don't care about this match, honestly.
Really?
And I don't, and it's sad. It's not getting me my nipples hard.
Medine, since you're agreeing with not caring, what's your pick?
I'm going opposite, though. I'm going Cena, Enzo, and Kaz winning because they're the only faces I have winning on this list, to be honest with you. And so you need a pop from the crowd. And
You pick Sasha and Becky there.
yeah, but I mean like a real pop, like a huge, like huge pop.
Like a real pop.
Kara, what do you got?
I had Cena, Enzo, and Cass. I feel the same way, kind of about how Rob feels about it. It's not that I don't care about this match. It's more of an entertaining match for me. I like both factions, but
You just hate Cena.
well, I'm gonna go with his side for
All right,
Enzo
Brian,
and Cass being
you want to
winning.
make it a tie or go 4-2?
I'm going to go with the club because it's my favorite sandwich,
Ooh.
and also because
Fat boy.
Double the meat.
Oh yeah, kind of what Rob was saying.
Fat boy.
Having Cena around,
Oh,
and
Cena, yeah.
this just smells like one of those matches that he can kind of get buried in. He's gonna take the loss, but not necessarily lose the match.
Right.
Someone else.
And by the way, Brian,
the room there.
By the way, Brian, you're not fat. You're just a very you're a very husky man. That's
Just
all.
remember to remove the toothpick.
Your hip did not fail because of your weight on it. That's all right.
That had nothing to do with your career either. It was the noose. That's
Oh my God.
Fucking
Yeah,
noose.
the noose is what killed you. Kira,
did not have
triple threat shield.
I had Rollins, of course.
All right. Any reason why, or you just want to let that
Are
one
you
go?
really asking me that?
All right, Steve.
I had Rollins as well. Tonight's outcome kind of maybe almost want to make me change my mind, but I'm going to stick with Seth.
All right.
Retaining the title. We're getting the title.
Brian, what do you got? Good. All right, Brian.
I'm gonna
There's
go
no
out
right in here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Roman because he's
Yeah,
the one
almost
that
did that. I almost did that.
Cut his
He's
mic.
the one.
Rob, cut his mic.
Are you trying to salvage? You're really trying to salvage this man.
But you know what? He's
Vince-
probably right. It's
Vince
probably what's going
loves
to happen.
to
I got it.
swerve.
Brian
just
will
like the
not
show.
be on.
That would be a big
wait.
curveball.
I have to hear the explanation for this bullshit.
All right.
They
you have
always
our
go with
ears.
the people. Obviously, and Dean and Rollins, they're the guys that are going to be favored. Obviously, Rollins is nowhere near. And I mean, I didn't even think going into tonight, even just before I said these words, I didn't think it was going to happen. But thinking about it, I mean, I don't know. This stinks. This stinks to me. It smells fishy.
All right, Medine, what do you got?
I got Rollins winning at the pay-per-view tonight. Was a foreshadow.
All right,
That's all
Rob,
it is.
what do you got?
Before I give my pick, I just say something popped in my head. You were talking about Brian's noose.
Wow.
And I was and my brain went back to if an Attitude Era was still going right now, like at the early stages of it, could you not see Vince McMahon doing and this is kind of dark, doing a Big Boss Man versus the Nation of Domination thing? Could you not see him pulling some bullshit right now with sorry. I know that's
After doing the compound, yes, probably.
yeah, I'm sorry. I know that's dark with today's kind of world we live in.
I'm not following.
Yeah.
Okay, because black
Bla-
people are getting
the black
shot by
girl
cops.
can't-
And,
I know
Black
Nation
girl
is
can't
like
follow.
black and all
and
that.
Big Boss Man was a cop, and
Yeah,
Yeah, that
oh,
wouldn't work
whoa.
too well.
I could see
Not
Vince,
right now.
I could see Vince
Yeah,
stirring
Vince
that
is
up.
sick like that.
Well,
He is sick like that.
don't forget they did string up the Big Boss Man in a cell and raised it up.
Well,
I was just about
the
to bring
Cruiserweight
it up.
Classic has a Middle Eastern guy on it. I mean,
Yeah.
Well,
that's
they're-
his
his-
Bollywood
character.
boys.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. During 9/11, he was parading the damn air.
yeah, his
a
older
Muslim
brother.
around as a bad guy.
His
I mean,
older
fucked
brother.
up.
It was different Davari,
So
but yes.
all right. So I'm sorry. Random thought popped out of my head.
It's all right. No.
All right,
it's
so
good.
who did you pick, Rob?
Rollins. Rollins is he's a good champion. We got to when they need that stability back at
He
the
is a
main
good
event.
snotty little
Dean
heel.
is great, but he is not the guy to carry the banner. I'm sorry.
I think Dean will actually keep the title because I think
Of course.
I think with Raw and
Did you guys see that eye roll?
Both of you.
Well,
both
no,
of you, of course.
the reason why
Keep it
actually
us without
Rob is the
you.
reason why I've picked Dean simply because I think SmackDown being smaller, Dean will take the title and go to SmackDown. I think the tournament for a new title, the Raw exclusive heavyweight title, will be on Raw. They'll have a nice little tournament there. KO can get in the mix. Other guys can get a potential push. I think that's why. I
Was
think
Dean your
takes
number one pick for SmackDown?
No. But if he's a title holder, like if that plays a factor, I think he could be. I think Dean could be in place of Cena as SmackDown's first pick.
Hey, can I rewind real quick and just ask a question to everybody? Your thoughts on this? What are if they're going to split the belts? Is it going to be WWE and World Heavyweight Championship again, or is it going to be Raw Champion and Smack? Since they're presenting this,
what it's going to be? Yeah.
Well, they're presenting this as not just a split of the roster, but a competition within themselves. They're making this out like SmackDown and Raw are two different companies.
I can answer that for you.
Go on.
Go ahead.
Go.
Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but there was one point where there was just a single title before the undisputed title where the champion, he could go back and forth.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, did you just say that or?
No, and I know they did that where they had the champion was free flowing. I think
he had that.
Right. But they eventually split them back up.
Right.
Okay.
They have to, because if your number one contender is on Raw and the champion may be on SmackDown every other week, he's on SmackDown doing nothing to work the story.
I think they learned from their mistake there, but and they're going to have them. They're going to have to split the title. They're going to have to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious if they're presenting the two brands as their own entities altogether. Will it be a WWE Raw champion and a WWE SmackDown champion as the exclusive names?
I'd love them to do
it that way.
Yeah.
I'd love them to do the WWE Championship the way they have it, and I'd love, instead of the World title, them to call it the Federation Championship. They can't call it the WWF, but maybe a little bit of a throwback. Say the Federation Championship, just to go back there.
I don't see any scenario where that could actually happen. But I mean,
legally, you're probably right.
How would that make pay-per-views work too? I mean,
one champ, one belt.
How would that make pay-per-views work?
I'm a big fan of that. I am a big fan of that, and I've actually pushed that through the entire conversation we've had about this. But as I look at it now a little bit closer, and I study what's happening and what they're about to do, and when the way that they present that they're actually doing this with two separate entities competing against each other, I do not see a way where a single champion fits into that game plan at all.
I do. Right. Take the other belts and stack them onto the other show. And that way you make this other show more significant by putting the other titles.
Yeah, but then you make one show a little bit less than the other.
And what happens? Okay, though, if SmackDown has the IC and the US, what happens when a SmackDown guy gets to be the number one contender?
They wouldn't.
So you just completely take that whole roster out of the main title.
No, you just leave. No, you have the champion go back and forth, but then.
But you still only have one contender. So leading into SummerSlam, the champion's contender is on Raw. Every time he appears on SmackDown, he's just jerking off because his guy isn't there to further the storyline, unless you have the Raw guy run out of the crowd in SmackDown and fuck with him that way.
They really haven't.
Which, again, they've done that too.
The reason I say this, guys, is because they haven't made any mention of bringing something else into the fold. That's why. They really haven't said anything.
No, and they haven't.
Because we don't know which show is going to get the champion. That's why they haven't said anything.
Look, I think it all goes down to trial and error. They've been down this road before, and when they first did it, they did it with one champion. And they changed it to two champions for a reason, because with one champion, it was too complicated.
You just really want that.
No,
I
don't.
It's a better idea.
I'm a bigger fan of a single champion. I just don't see it happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think it could work out.
Same here.
I really don't.
How would it affect pay-per-views when you have two champions?
Well, that's what we're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
They have separate. They do the 4 joint ones,
Right.
and then everything else is going to be kind of.
Yeah, but if you don't have a title on SmackDown's pay-per-view for that month, and there's no title on there,
then what? The main event's going to be the IC title, which would be cool. But
hey, if Raw's getting a cruiserweight title, do you think that SmackDown would bring back the European or something?
That's what I was hoping for. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
Extra big ass topics.
All right, guys. Whiteboard's out because you know what time it is.
It's whiteboard time.
Yes.
Why can't it be black marker time? I gotta be whiteboard time.
It was whiteboard. Whiteboard.
It's black marker time, damn it.
Black markers matter too.
Black markers matter.
Oh God. Bum, bum. Ba-dum, bum, bum. Ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Best worst of the night. Boom, 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 boom. All right, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, smarks of all ages, and if you're listening to this, you should not be of all ages. You should probably, unless your parents really don't love you and they let you listen to foul mouth stuff. So, with all that said, here we go. Best worst of the night. We're going to go show MVP. MVP. Let's start with Brian. Wait, hold on.
He's actually ready.
I am all set.
Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second.
I think we're all ready. The first.
We're very prepared tonight.
Am I the only one that's not ready?
Well, actually, let me just say something. Maybe because Rob actually passed out really good production sheets tonight, that's why we're all
very
ready.
detailed.
There's a lot of them.
That's kind of a backhanded compliment to him, as he's not really probably paying attention to me. But
I hear you, fucker. Okay. I did a lot of work.
It's our last show together.
I was excited about
do
this.
Do you not realize this is our last show together?
No, Battleground's our last show together.
No, I'm saying this is our last Raw together for a while.
Aren't you
Two
sentimental?
sorts of feelings.
Steve,
Somebody put some in his
we're
food.
going to be able to talk to each other.
I know, right?
I know it's going to be fucking
Back and
crazy.
forth.
Fuck you both. I can't wait.
Right?
No, just-
Well, no,
Hey,
what's
you know
going to
what?
happen is Rob's going to talk a lot, and Steve's going to go, exactly.
I'm going to extend the invitation to you right now formally. Formally, this is my extension of the invitation. You are welcome on my program anytime, Adam.
Aw.
Now, when you come over, you have to understand you'll follow my fucking rules.
Yeah, the reverse is
We're gonna
not
make
the
him
same.
fetch stuff for us.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Maybe
I'm gonna
maybe I'll
enact
come
our
on your
own-
Who's
substation.
making those sound effects? Who's doing
I'm going to
that?
enact our own marked out wars
Is that
and
you,
try and
Brian?
beat you in the ring.
Yeah, maybe I'll show up on.
Bye.
Maybe I'll show up on your substandard show.
Yeah, maybe I'll bring you in just for some comedic
You
relief.
watch your tongue, young man.
Ooh! Look who's talking over there. You can't catch me right now, motherfucker.
Oh, no, I cannot.
All right.
Ryan's
I
hip
cannot.
just gave out.
Both of them,
I'm
actually.
dying over here.
You're like Andre versus like Mysterio.
Hey,
you know?
fact. It's the same
Olgar.
thing that Bo Jackson had. So there we go.
Yeah,
You're not
you
Bo
know, what-
Jackson.
Bo didn't know anything else after that.
Oh,
surgery.
no, diddly.
Bo ran too fast. You never got the news on.
Show MVP.
More like Bo Dallas.
Show MVP, Brian.
Show MVP. I put the club, or if you want to be more specific, AJ getting the pinfall. Just the way that they were booked tonight.
All right.
Strong.
Hey, Brian. Quick question for
Hey.
you, bud.
Yeah.
So, are you prepared for tonight for your promo?
I am, but hey,
Looking forward to it.
We should.
No, you're doing it.
No,
I
you're-
think we should do. Let's make a deal, and I'll do it tomorrow, and then we can.
No,
Stack something.
tomorrow is
Nope.
all draft all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, by the way, we've long talked about the KO love affair with Rob, my love of Dean. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but
Ascension.
Brian's been giving a lot of love lately to the club and AJ.
I
Just
have
saying.
been. I have been.
Okay. Medine, MVP.
Isn't it obvious?
Yeah,
The
I know this.
billionaire.
Are you gonna go
the
Stephanie?
billionaire princess. Come on, Stephanie. She brings in Mick Foley as her GM, and then at the end of the night, she says that her new champion is Seth Rollins.
And she had that great dress on.
Of course.
Oh,
She looked great today.
I love
Kira.
you, Steph.
Speaking of looking great,
Well, thank you, Adam. Was that a compliment?
it wasn't
think it
for
was.
real. It was sarcasm, but yeah.
Oh.
Okay, well, fuck you. So I had everyone. Pretty much. And give me a
Everyone's
second.
MVP?
Because Raw was a great fucking show to me, and I couldn't pick one single person that stood out more than anyone else. So give me a buzzer. I don't care.
Faction, thumbs up, thumbs down.
Jack Swagger.
She can't pick everyone on the roster.
He was on.
I'm just saying I don't have a show MVP. Everyone
The-
did
the-
a
the
great
faction
job.
has
Everybody
spoken.
was.
You know, all you got to do
man,
is write a
no.
name down and get a point.
It's like a
But
Kevin
instead,
Durant
you're
moment.
so
I'm being
damn
honest.
stubborn.
I'm honest.
You're so
I'm honest.
no, that's stubborn.
How is that stubborn? I'm being honest.
I hope you get the
Oh
promo.
God! Can you just like be a parrot on
Let it
my
go.
on my shoulder throughout the days? That's
No.
stubborn.
No.
That's stubborn.
No, no.
Right? You're being
Yeah.
bitchy.
Yeah,
That's
she's
stubborn.
so hard-headed.
All right, Steve Awesome.
Like Medina, I had Steph as well. She owned the promo early on and stealing the title at the end of the show. It had to be the best
Yeah.
one.
Medine and Steve have been agreeing an awful lot tonight.
Yeah, Adam.
I've just noticed that.
Mine's going to be Foley, not Stephanie, because Foley's got me very excited. I think he's a really good antagonist, opposite, whatever you want to call it, to Stephanie. I'm really excited for Raw with the two of them on it.
Okay, my MVP is going to be Stephanie. What are you doing over there? You fucking up the cables? You can't hear anything? Can you hear stuff, Steve? Can you help her out with
Hello.
the
Here.
phones?
I can hear fine.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Kira always makes great radio. Did you ever notice that?
Can you hear yourself at
This is
all?
magic.
Out of one ear.
I can hear
Me
you.
too.
Okay, well that's all to do with
Out of
that
both.
cable there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you know what?
It's
You
my
get,
fault.
you get one fucking ear then.
My fault.
Shouldn't have been playing with everything. Stop moving that thing above your damn mouth.
Oh, wow. That's for later, isn't it?
Anyway, so anyway, my MVP is gonna be Stephanie. I thought she just controlled the show tonight. Her promo backstage was it backstage with who was that fucking with? I had it written down here. So that was awesome for me to bring that up and not have the reference. So
I don't even think she really stood out.
Faction?
I think y'all are just thirsty.
are you serious?
Some thirsty ass
I
girls tonight.
agree.
Yeah.
Are you?
Which is fine. I get it.
She was just so sarcastic and funny tonight. I'm sorry.
I think Shane.
She called
I
out
think Shane
for
roasted
being
her.
sweaty.
In my opinion,
I think Shane. She cut Shane off like 3 times.
Sexy ass
Shane couldn't get a
shit.
fucking sentence.
That's what I was thinking.
I said it.
She looked like she was talking over everybody. Like,
she looked like
all
me.
Promos.
You were accusing Shane of juicing earlier. Now all of a sudden you're
No,
like,
I didn't. No, I didn't say
so
only that
sexy."
thing. I was like, he looks really fucking buff.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
You know?
Show LVP. Let's start with Medine.
Listen, I'm going to go with Bray Wyatt, not for tonight, but for this tweet that he made last Tuesday in reference to Matt
Nobody
Hardy.
follows.
where
The
he's-
show MVP.
where he
Least
just
valuable.
claimed to be like the most unique thing in a century of the WWE. Listen, you were like Duck Dynasty fucked Hillbilly Jim, okay? I mean,
Wow.
seriously, the Godwins maybe. I mean,
Wow, the
2.0.
Godwins.
2.0. Seriously,
Wow.
you're not that original. You've been out for 4 years. You're not the new face of fear. You're the new face of queer. You haven't got put over yet.
Wow.
You're copying off the final deletion.
So
I
many
mean,
hate crimes tonight.
I'm just saying.
Dude,
that
is
you're-
Dean doing a promo against the Wyatts?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Damn.
I'm going to give him a point
Roasted.
just to get away from him. Kiera.
Follow the buzzards.
I had the Miz.
The Miz, your LVP?
Well, you didn't
Yeah.
have a microphone.
You can't hear me.
You keep every time you want to turn
I'm
away.
right here in front of the fucking thing. Like,
Yeah.
And then
I
you
don't
turn
like
your
it.
head like this. You got to keep it. You got to imagine everybody's in front of you all the time.
okay.
Yeah, stop trying to be polite and
Okay.
making eye contact. When you talk to Steve and stuff, you turn your head and fuck it up.
My bad.
Yeah. Fuck eye contact. Steve Awesome.
Be rude like me.
I had Sin Cara as my LVP because he got just thrown around by
Yeah.
Baron Corbin, and he wasn't even valid at the end of the match because Kalisto took all the rest of it from him. So
Okay.
I had to go with him.
Cool. Adam.
I have to do one better than Steve. I picked both Lucha Dragons because as soon as Sin Cara was done getting his ass kicked, Kalisto ran down to get the same.
What?
It was just funny because that's exactly what happened.
Okay, so good job, John Cena. I'm gonna recap loudly. Okay, my LVP is I had Sheamus just because who gives a fuck about Sheamus. There you go.
I didn't do mine actually, and I want to get my point.
Oh, yeah, I'm
because-
sorry.
Yeah, no, that's
I'm
all right.
sorry,
I just want to get my
Brian.
point because
Go ahead.
I was very surprised Del Rio going under
yeah.
against Darren Young. I understand why they put Darren Young over, but I
That's-
thought there could have been other guys to kind of
I haven't
do the
given
job.
Del Rio.
I haven't given one in a long time, but I'm gonna give Brian the extra point on that one.
There we go.
There you go. Good. That's a good one, Brian. That's outside the box.
I don't get the point for the final deletion? Damn.
No, you don't get the point. You got a point because I wanted to give it to you to shut you up
He could take him
about
away.
a tweet. Nothing about the show. So no. Okay. Let's go. What's the biggest miss of the night? Let's start with Steve Awesome on this one.
I had since the promo battle royal was so great, but the Wyatts they should have had mic time too at the very end.
Yeah, absolutely. That was mine. I echoed that. No Wyatt promo. Just that's a tragedy. Let's go, Adam.
Mine is not having a heel GM. I thought for sure one of them would have been a heel, and to me that I maybe it'll play out and I'll be wrong in the long run, but I think that was a big miss.
Okay. Let's go, Brian.
I'm drawing mine right now. You can't really see. I'm drawing mine, so you can't really see it.
Is that a
I don't know if you
penis?
guys can read that.
That's the Ascension.
That's the Ascension logo right there.
God.
I thought they should have got more airtime, personally, but that joke is old and rotten, just like me. But
I should not give you a point there. Let's go, Medine.
Biggest miss tonight was me missing the first 90 minutes of the show.
As always. Okay, let's go, Kiera.
I had the No White promo as well.
All right.
yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was weird. Who has not done this one? Anybody? We're all do good there? Okay. So our next one's going to be most shocking moment. We'll start with, let's start with Kiera.
I had Mick Foley being announced as the GM.
Okay.
Raw.
Steve Awesome.
I had the same thing. It was a shocker to me too.
It actually brought a big smile to my face. I love Mick Foley.
Yes, I agree. I had Mick Foley as well. I ruled it out. I thought it's not going to happen. It's not going to be Mick Foley. Let's go, Adam.
Mine is very simple. I put the Dean Screwjob with a question mark. I know now we've already found out kind of that it's been undone, but the way it ended and not getting a true announcement before it went off air, I thought that was pretty shocking.
Okay, let's go, Brian.
Same thing with you guys, Mick Foley. I didn't see that coming.
Okay.
Well, what's weird is we mentioned it in groups on air and off air, and we completely dismissed it. It gained no traction with us as a possible candidate.
All right. Most shocking moment, Medine?
For me, it was actually Daniel Bryan being named the GM of SmackDown. Didn't see that coming.
Really? It's somebody who follows on Twitter.
We all kind of considered that before.
It's been leaked. Okay, I'll give it to you.
I just feel like that wasn't.
It's a personal thing.
Yeah, I wasn't really.
I'm surprised somebody who never watches the program.
I don't watch the.
I know, but
the Final Diva show either.
But you follow everything on Twitter, so that's where we all learned about it beforehand.
No,
dude, he's so sore.
I don't follow.
Well, he's been busy.
He threw you under the Diva bus.
I know. No, I don't follow Daniel Bryan on Twitter. Also, so I don't know what's going on.
You don't follow WWE?
I follow him, but I'm not a big, like I said earlier, I'm not really on Twitter.
It's cool. It's all right, so let's go best, worst promo of the night. Start Adam on this one.
My best is the Foley and Bryan promo from the very end of the night. The way the two of them went back and forth. I know everybody's going to pick something different, but I liked that one the most. And my worst was right before that. Brian, are you paying attention? It was the Ascension.
Oh, bud.
They were talking about some bird poop shit and then got basically shuffled off like, hey, the big people are talking. You guys go away.
To be honest with you, I actually have no idea what they said. So, yeah.
And you're the only fan in America.
Right.
Okay. Let's go Medine. Oh, it's our Brian. Let's go Brian.
Best promo,
yeah.
The whole Cena Enzo Cass exchange. That whole segment was just awesome.
That was good. Worst?
My worst one, I didn't really like the Seth Rollins empty arena promo. It felt strange.
Weird. Yeah. It's almost like when Jerry Springer does a little vignette before his show, walking around the empty room.
Yeah, right. That's right.
What would happen if you impregnated your sister?
That's what he's going for. Take care of each other and yourself.
Yeah. Medine.
Best promo, I'm actually agreeing with Adam. I'm going with Foley and Daniel.
Okay.
Foley was intense. He brought back a little bit of old Cactus Jack for a second.
All right.
The worst one was actually the Dean Ambrose promo where the camera kept shifting. It was just a really generic promo where he was just like, I'm going to walk out as champ on Sunday.
That was the old Shield promo.
I know, but I never liked the old Shield thing.
Okay.
So,
Kira, best, worst?
Best for me was the right before the 12-man tag team match. Enzo and Big Cass, the club, New Day. Just all freaking awesome. Loved it. Very entertaining.
Who is hitting their board on the...
That was me. I'm sorry. I was getting nervous.
She's way back into the conversation now.
All right, so that was your best. What was your worst?
I didn't have a worst promo. I don't give a fuck.
Well, you don't get mad at me because you didn't put a fucking answer down.
Because I got points before, weeks before.
You don't get points. Wait, you don't get points for saying I don't have one.
I said this earlier. I'm gonna say it again. You're just being stubborn once again. You could write anything down and get a point. You could hit that clipboard like 6 more times.
No, you don't forget.
You are being stubborn.
No, I'm directing this at the man in charge because several weeks ago when I said I didn't have a best or worst. I got a point for it.
Stubborn.
I got a point for
yes,
it.
but you had
I don't.
No. What you said was that night you're like, I don't have a biggest miss because everything was great tonight or something. It was a good explanation. This time you just went. I said, do you have a worst? And you went, no.
Yeah, and I said that about.
She went
I said that about MVP.
I don't have an MVP. I'm picking the whole roster.
I was like, everyone stood out to me. No one stood out more than the others.
JBL stood out the same way.
That is contradiction. That is a contradiction in terms. Everyone stood out. What stood out is a singular mention. Right. It is not the whole planet stuck out really.
Everything is 50% off.
Yeah.
The walking contradiction, Kiera. Welcome.
It's okay. It's all right.
Terrible.
Steve.
Yeah, our way to explanate.
Like everybody else said, pretty much. The Battle Royal promo was great. It would have been better with the Wyatts, but it's still awesome. And then the Shane-O Mick Foley exchange backstage, it was just really uncomfortable. It was just like a matter of fact, there was no heated exchange kind of situation, so I didn't like it.
Okay. My best, worst promo, I'm going to go best. I'm going to go Steph. I mean, the one with Enzo and all them, that was wonderful. You can't deny that. I'm going to go Stephanie, and I'm going to go all night long. I thought Stephanie all night long carried that show when it came to just being
all night long.
I'm just saying. And my worst.
You wish she carried it all night long.
All night long.
Val Venus' music.
All night long. And my worst is going to be Shane McMahon, and I'm going to go just like Stephanie, all night long. I thought Shane just stumbled like he always does. He was getting cut off left and right. He never got a point out. Stephanie was rolling his ass in that ring.
He got her with the whole Triple H line.
No, he did. That was a great fucking line. You had to marry a wrestler to make it or whatever.
To stay relevant.
Yeah, I will give him props for that line, but I thought overall she was shutting his fucking ass down in that ring. So there's mine. So we got best worst match of the night. Let's just go Adam.
My best match of the night was surprisingly, even though he lost, I liked Darren Young and Del Rio's match. I thought that was a really good one. My worst is Sin Cara and Corbin, same as my LVP. They just jobbed out.
Okay. So 2 points for Adam. Brian.
Best match, Cesaro Zayn, KO Y2J, and my worst match was actually, I kind of disagree, Adam, Darren Young and Del Rio. I thought Darren Young, it just fell flat to me.
All right. Let's go Medine.
Best match was the main event. Ambrose and Rollins. I like the counters that I saw, even though the beginning of the match was a little slow. But, it came to a crescendo with confusion at the end.
I couldn't disagree with you more. Go ahead.
Okay. Last worst match, I thought that Sasha, who did she fight again? Exactly.
Sasha Becky.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because there wasn't a really definitive ending. Both of the, looks like the faces got their asses kicked.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Okay. Kiera.
My best
They're
was,
all great and they were all bad.
Sorry. Go ahead.
My best was a 12-man tag team match. And my worst, I had the same as Brian when it came to Del Rio and D Young's match. Just for some reason lately, some of the matches that they've been booking, I've been really anticipating for it to be a really great match. Like these two, I was thinking, man, this could be a really good match, but it wasn't. It let me down. So.
All right, Steve-O.
My best match was also the 12-man tag. I loved how they showcased Big Cass against Braun Strowman, all the great spots, the Wyatts incorporating mind games in the whole match kind of thing. It was really neat. And my worst match, like Adam, I had Corbin and Sin Cara because it was just horrible.
Okay. So my best match is going to be I got to go, I guess, with the 12-man. The 12-man had some good spots in it. My worst match, I don't know I have no idea what the fuck you were looking at, Adam. But Del Rio and Darren Young was sloppy. It was all over the place. The work was untimed. I mean, they were just they looked like they were pulling each other's weight. Like, what do we do now? I don't know. Just throw me. It was just not fucking good. So. Oh no! So there's my worst.
That's a reverse of last week where you picked your best match, had a bunch of missed jobs.
So you're doing what I did last week, just trying to make some parody on the picks.
Yeah, just seeing if you were going to call me out on it.
Yeah, it was fucking horrible. If that's what you want.
I got a point.
You suck. You suck. WTF LOL. Let's start with Brian here. Brian,
like he's prepared.
Yeah, I'm prepared. My WTF moment, it was kind of subtle, but I was kind of watching the whole promo and I didn't see anything else happen like it, so it kind of threw me off guard. There was a production assistant or somebody that worked backstage for crew. They walked directly behind when Mick and Shane during their backstage promo. It was after the
bad one.
Yeah, the bad one, right.
Yeah.
So usually when they're backstage, you can kind of see there's a bunch of people in the background and stuff, but this one had nothing like that, and there was just some random dude just walk right behind, and it kind of, I don't know why it stuck out to me, but it did. And my my LOL moment had to be, I know you'll like this, with the KO when he posed with Zayn when he was hung over on the second rope. Yeah, when he was on the outside. I thought that was pretty funny.
That was great.
All right, let's go.
He does that on Twitter and stuff all the time, those weird poses.
Medine.
This is a new one, right? LOL? I haven't seen this one before. So I don't have one for that. I don't have one for that. I don't know what that is.
That means their funniest moment of the night. Okay. But okay.
I'm going with Batman versus Superman commercial as what the fuck. Like, we already saw that movie, 6 months ago, and you're still trying to ram 30 more minutes down
No, it's coming out on DVD tomorrow.
Exactly, but so what?
That's why they were plugging it.
Okay, great.
Okay, so you don't have an LOL?
No.
Okay. Karaoke. Kiera.
Karaoke.
Oh, okay. Mitchell Bushy. Go ahead.
My WTF and LOL were pretty much the same. They intertwined with each other. It was the exchange that Jack Swagger and Titus O'Neil had with Daniel Bryan backstage.
Forget the eye contact, girl. Just talk to the microphone.
Sorry, as far as a habit.
And your LOL, so both of them the same thing?
Yeah, they're the same. I had a... What? What is he laughing at?
You don't get a point for that.
Your inability to follow directions.
I just said that when I first started this.
I'll give you a point.
Okay.
He mentioned something way off topic.
I didn't give him 2 points.
Damn, man.
I gave him 1 point.
You're trying the bus.
Look, these are not hard categories.
Now she's fighting for points. She gives points away earlier. Now she's
my
fighting
best
for
match is going to be this one. My worst
I'm
match is
really
going to be the
trying
same
hard.
one.
I'm trying over here, man.
Oh, that's scary.
You're breaking my spirit.
I'm not breaking your spirit.
You are.
You have personal responsibility,
Hoo-ah!
sweetheart. All right, let's go. Steve Awesome.
My what the fuck moment was the Enzo botch thing when he accidentally kind of lariated John Cena at the end. I don't know if that was an actual mistake or a work. So it's like, what the fuck
It was
that all
definitely
about?
a work.
I hope it was.
Okay.
Anyway, and my laugh out loud moment was Lady Balls, the testicle exchange between her and Shane.
Okay.
Like when she said he didn't, if you had bigger lady balls or something. I thought that was funny. So.
Okay, sounds good. My LOL to repeat. What do you do? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Adam. I'm sorry.
Mine for LOL was Steph calling out a sweaty Shane, and my what the fuck moment was you married a wrestler to stay relevant. Shane's comeback.
Yeah, I thought that was perfect, which is why she was my MVP. So my LOL, I'm gonna echo KO's pose with Sammy. That was so fucking great, so great.
How can you not like KO? He's supposed to be a heel, and he's doing that.
Oh yeah, it's great. My what the fuck, I got two of them. Cesaro did like a moonwalk on the apron when he was waiting for the tag. He started sliding backwards and like gyrating his body, just kind of really awkward. So if you get a chance to go back and look at that, very awkward. Maybe him and Cena are doing poops together.
It's the sound effects tonight.
You guys are so
bang,
fucking
bang,
horrible.
Bang, goes the
so
trolley.
bad. And my other what the fuck is going to be the New Day. Look, if you want to call them the longest reigning current WWE champion, that's fine.
I forgot you were going to go
but,
off on this.
And we've done this before. You cannot say fucking all time. All time insinuates all fucking time. If you want to say WWE Tag Team Champions longest reigning, that's fine because you can do the separation of E and F. But you cannot say all fucking time. You can't do it.
But that's what they're doing. They're saying.
I know they're saying it, and I'm saying that it's fucking. They can't do that. It's wrong. It's disrespectful to fucking Demolition, who deserves that record.
Damn right.
If you wanted separate it out. But do not say. Don't tell me fucking all time.
They said that.
Master Fuji said, "New Day sucks."
They said they're the longest WWE Tag Team Champions, and because
of all time is what they said.
But they said WWE Tag Team Champions.
Yes, but you can't say
Demolition
all time.
was WWF.
Yes.
So you can say
no. You cannot say all time.
It's the same company.
But all time.
It's the
all
same.
time.
They renamed it. They changed the belts. That's how they're getting away with it.
All time.
I do call bullshit, but I'm saying that's how they're getting away with it, or trying to get away with it.
Okay, well then, like I said before, then you cannot add the title reigns of people who had the WWF Championship. You can't do it.
Nope.
I don't want to hear Stone Cold had whatever, because they'll still say Stone Cold had 5 WWE Championships. No, he didn't.
So that means that the Dudleys don't have 25 titles.
Fuck right. Yeah.
All right.
Then now forever, brother.
Fuck right.
Fuck right. All right. Fuck
Who
you
the
all.
fuck head on?
All right. So I think we do have one. Okay, so before we do that, we're going to do real quick, not going to spend a lot of time because we're going along anyway. Cruiserweight after best worst. So Cruiserweight, we're going to run through that real quick. I don't have the results in front of me, but I do know Brian went 2 for 2. All right.
2 for 2, not bad.
2 for 2, pretty good. Cedric Alexander looked really, really good.
Wow.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
he's from Charlotte too.
Right here.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But he's going to have a tough match against.
Oh my God! Yeah, he's
Kyoto
probably going
Ibushi
to lose
in
the next one.
what's his name?
Kyoto Ibushi.
Ibushi?
Kota Ibushi.
Yeah,
Ibushi.
No, Ibushi just wrestled, didn't he?
No, but they
In the second round, they're going to beat up.
Oh, right. I forgot they're doing different. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
They're going all
Meet in
over.
the
Right.
second
That's
round.
going to be the one to watch.
And the surprise of the night, Ho Ho Lun.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
threw me.
Over Davari.
That was.
And he didn't show me
It looked a
anything.
little awkward.
That match was the worst of the 4.
For somebody the same size as my 5-year-old daughter, I expected some really funky shit coming from him.
Yeah.
And I did not get it.
Who was the other one that I missed?
There was the
Grand Metallic?
Yeah, Grand Metallic
yeah.
versus the Chilean dude, and that I thought that lackluster. I thought it was okay.
Right. Strike a chord with me.
But Daniel Bryan really good on commentary.
Yes.
And just a good overall wrestling format.
The whole feel of the show, I like how they even moving the entrance to the corner and kind of having the guys come out just on the ground, no ramp, had a real kind of old school feel.
Well, you know what I loved about it is Daniel Bryan was talking about fucking wrestling moves.
Yes.
He was giving names of actual
Of
wrestling
course
moves.
he was.
He wasn't saying, the trademark names for the individual wrestlers. He was talking about what they're actually called.
Yeah, here's a lariat. Here's a spinning backbreaker.
Discus lariat.
One of the
snapmare.
One of the awesome things that I noticed during the show was what's his name? I don't know how to pronounce it. Mauro Ranallo.
Mauro Ranallo. Yeah.
The announcer. I had never really
he does
listened
SmackDown.
Because I never really watched
Steve
SmackDown
and Kira were looking over at the screen going, what the fuck is that? I'm like, it's a trauma film.
Movie in the background.
Is that the Toxic Avenger?
Toxic Avenger.
Actually, it looks like the high school one.
Nukem High School?
Yeah, Nukem High.
Yeah, Nukem High.
I could be wrong.
That's great fucking.
What do you think about that announcer?
Yeah. Thanks, Adam. He was mentioning there was.
You sound like Marv Albert.
Yes.
Very
there was
he
does sound like Marv.
There was a Chris Hero
High,
mention on there. They're just throwing out. They have no filter as far as who they can and can't mention. Ring of Honor, New Japan, Chris freaking
Which
Hero.
is good.
That's because your indie fans are watching this and they're not stupid.
They're catching on.
They're not going to play that. We're not going to mention these people.
That's what you're complaining about with JBL and Michael Cole. Like, there's just no.
Well, they're
no
puppets.
Big spectrum.
They're
to,
commercial puppets.
To commentating.
In,
they stick to the same dull shit. So
that's why they didn't put them in charge of this, Kira, because the commercial puppets and this is supposed to be something new and for smarks.
Right.
Yeah.
So really good. If you haven't watched it yet, I really recommend it. We're running so late on time. Real quick, we're going to hit Finn and Nakamura real quick, and we shouldn't have to take too much time on this.
What about Dan's call? Don't forget.
Yeah. Oh, shit. We do have Dan's call. We'll get there. All right. So
Okay.
Finn Nakamura, great fucking match.
Oh, my God, it was awesome.
Japanese style fucking great fucking match.
Yeah,
right? Also the reason why we all picked Finn to leave.
Yeah.
That was his farewell match.
But they're both going to leave now.
He lost to Icon.
Steve.
It was just
both going to leave.
I beat Icon.
Some of the sells that Nakamura did, I looked like he physically got hurt, and he just
both of them
awesome. Yeah, they both were. Yeah.
The sells are great. The counters and were fucking amazing.
You can tell. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
I just it seemed like these guys they've known each other for years.
Yeah.
They know each other's families, and the thing is,
they mentored each other.
Exactly. It seemed like they were nervous for this match, but for a good reason.
Oh yeah.
In the very beginning, I saw there was one moment in the match. I think 5 minutes into the match, Finn was winded, and I've never seen Finn winded like that before, and he's in great shape.
Yeah.
And I could see this look in his face, like, I don't want to mess this up. And I saw the same look in Nakamura's face too.
Right, and it was brilliantly choreographed, where they would have some high intensity moments, and then they go mat work for a little bit, catch that breath.
Yeah. And it's right before the draft, so that they could get it out.
You had some good body part attacks where they were just working on the leg.
Oh yeah,
you don't see that.
And it was the only match on the episode of NXT. Let's not forget that they had a little quick promo for Samoa Joe, basically him saying, "I'm the champ."
Yeah, it was a long match. Yeah.
But then they went right into their thing.
Yeah.
The build up and then the match.
Yeah, I think in every aspect of that match, where their storytelling and work in the ring, sells, no matter what. Every aspect of that match, I think, was it delivered exactly what we were expecting, what they hyped.
It's passion.
It was very, very good. And I soured the thought that Nakamura, I don't think he'll ever get a real shot on the main roster.
Really?
That's why I hope he stays on NXT, and you guys are all wrong.
When was the last? When was the last Japanese wrestler to be on the main roster that really went somewhere when it came to getting over with titles?
They all asked the release, just like Tajiri.
Yeah, I mean,
Yokozuna wasn't even real. He was Samoan.
I know, right. But I'm saying Yokozuna was.
He wasn't Japanese.
But he wasn't for real.
He wasn't a national.
Answer Rob's question. Do you have a real
an actual
one?
Okay.
An actual Japanese
a real
person.
one, not a fake one. Not like Kofi Jamaican.
He's different though. He's unique. I think he has a chance.
I hope so. I'm just looking at Vince's history, and when it comes to black wrestlers and Japanese wrestlers, they are more tokens than they are any relevant
mid-card,
story.
and that's about it.
Well, the Japanese especially is token. They're treated like mid-card, though. They don't even get to sniff them.
I think that's changing, though.
Samoan SWAT team was all over the division, but they never really had a belt run. You think it's changing? I agree, I hope so. I hope that with the change of the guard and management, I hope that does. Right. Absolutely. All right, so let's move on.
Well, with a Bushi, I hope so.
Oh, Bushi. Oh, not on broccoli. So let's move on to Dan O'Brien. Just a real quick segment here. Dan O'Brien, give us a call. Here you go.
Hey, this is your man Dan from Memphis again. I got a question for the panel. Been watching the Cruiserweight Classic, well, the only episode. It's fucking awesome. It really is. My question is, if I actually owned WWE or ran it or whatever, I would have pushed it back and the winner of that got the Cruiserweight title for the brand split. Put it on SmackDown. That'll get rid of the USA title, and that would have been it. Your thoughts? See what everybody thinks about it and everything. And as always, Adam is a fucking asshole. See you guys. Bye.
All right.
Love you too, Dan.
So I think, Dan, was a great question. I think that was a great question before tonight's the news that was given tonight because
he didn't.
Right. Because we're not going to dissolve the U.S. with the Cruiserweight, obviously, because they're doing the Cruiserweight division and Raw. They're probably going to more than likely.
But he is right. If they had planned it right, this tournament should have crowned the first Cruiserweight champion post brand split.
And we don't know if it doesn't go that way. You know, maybe the first champion is crowned at SummerSlam. Right. And they give that enough to it's going to be 8 weeks of the tournament total, right? Pretty much for Cruiserweight if they're doing it the way they're doing.
No, 8. It's going to take the way they're doing it. It's going to take 8 weeks just to get through the first round.
Oh, what?
If they're only doing 4 matches a night, there's 32. It's going to take 8 weeks just to get through the. I mean, I'm good at math. It's going to take 8 episodes if they're only 1 a week to get through 4 matches each week.
Well,
if round 1 is going to take 8 weeks. That's SummerSlam right away, unless they did a. Weekend
unless
tournament.
They double up.
Well, no, they could do
Superstars.
If they wanted to. They could do the like a bunch of the round tournaments, like they did NXT Takeover leading into WrestleMania. Maybe they do something like that leading into SummerSlam.
Then they cannot crown a Cruiserweight champion until this tournament's over, unless you give like Neville to hold on to it until somebody shows up.
That's strange, though. How does that make sense, though?
Just by the way, since you mentioned Neville, you guys said injured guys are not on this list. Neville is on this list.
He's back.
Definitely on the roster.
He's back.
Yeah.
He's just been doing dark shows.
Yeah, he's not on TV.
Okay.
So I don't know. Dan, it's a great question, but I think a lot of that's been answered already. So thank you for the call, as always.
Yes, thank you, Dan.
And I do think these guys that got signed, though, are part of that. I think to answer Dan's question, like Grand Metalik and
Cedric Alexander.
There's a reason. Yeah. Those guys got signed.
Zack Sabre Jr., I believe they also are offering an NXT deal, too.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I just
really
I know Kiera likes him.
So, yes.
Well, actually, Brian put me. I did not have that much knowledge about Zack Sabre Jr. until Brian brought it up to me. So.
Well, I tell you, Dan, if you're listening to this, and I hope you are, I will say the one point that I absolutely fucking agree with you on is that Adam is a complete asshole. So there you go. And we come to the part of the show where Steve also said he has something. So here, real quick,
I can hold back if you're interested in time, but I can still do it.
Brian loves. Oh my god.
Is that even how you spell your name?
No,
is it something spectacular? Maybe you want to wait for.
I can wait. I mean, we're running long.
All right,
so
we're running.
I can
very
hold
long.
it back.
All right, so let's do our final thoughts, and then Brian's going to cut his New Day promo. So let's.
I have to be 3 freaking people. How does that work?
That's your fucking problem. I mean, you were the one that did this shit for a living. Steve, Awesome, start with you.
I really don't have much to add to what we've already talked about tonight. We've gone long, so I'm just going to say just visit mark.wrestling.com and follow us on social media.
All right, Kiera, final thoughts.
I had looking forward to tomorrow's draft.
She's got to have thoughts to have
That's
final
about
thoughts.
it.
Okay, very creative final thoughts. Thank you very much. Medine, what you got, bud?
I thought they wrapped up everything on Raw tonight with kind of where they're going ahead with feuds. They're ending them at Battleground. We're going to start fresh after Battleground, going into SummerSlam competition, Raw vs. SmackDown.
I think it's a really fucking insightful point there. I thank you. That was a good one. I mean that.
It didn't sound like you mean it.
No, it sure didn't, did it? It sure didn't.
Yeah,
sarcastic
it did.
as fuck.
No,
that was so great.
That was the first time I did. Hey, the first time I didn't end then the whole night, and he's like, "Yeah, that was so great."
That was my vagina. Sorry. Yeah. No, I honestly, I thought it was a really good point. Just because I'm like, when I hear something like, oh, you know what, that makes sense. I should compliment him for that. I'm trying to learn how to do that, honey. All right, so we got Adam next for the final thought.
My final thoughts really quick. I don't know if anyone saw during the Seth promo, but you know how they give front row seats to the people that they can take home? The 4 wrestlers that were on the seats that you could take home from this night's Raw were very odd to me. Brock, Cena, Roman, and KO. 2 guys that just both failed tests. Cena and KO, 2 polar opposites.
Yeah.
And none of those 4 even go together in any grouping.
That is strange. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, sorry, I wasn't listening.
Of course
Yeah,
not.
they're probably the most popular as far as money goes.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to get something set up for Brian and.
Thank you.
Goddamn commercials. So, My final thought of the night is, to echo what Medine said, it does look like they're wrapping everything up to kind of move beyond the draft after Battleground. I do also like how they've really set up a cliffhanger going into their first SmackDown Live show. I mean, the draft was enough to bring people there for the drama, but I think having that extra element with the title is gonna bring even more.
And most people didn't see or look up online that they've already solved this,
Right.
so they're going to tune in tomorrow to find out.
They went to bed 3 hours ago going, what the fuck happened? All right. So, Brian, your final do you have a final thought before we kick into this?
Yeah, I do. There's been a lot to talk about, and but one of the things that
Tatonka.
The whole thing with Brock Lesnar, I'm just very curious to see how all that pans out, especially with the repercussions that are going to happen. You know, this isn't kind of a normal deal where Vince lets his wrestlers kind of, cross over and actually fight for the UFC. I wonder if Brock is going to have any kind of heat if he did, in fact, use any kind of banned substance, which kind of all signs are pointing to it, if this is going to be something that Vince allows in the future.
Again, that's great questions, and we just have no fucking idea.
Right.
So, without further ado...
It's a new day. Yes, it is.
We're just going right into it, huh? Keep it going. Can you restart it, actually? Keep it going.
No, I'll restart it for you. Hold
I
on.
didn't even know where we're going.
Is this part of the character right here?
No, nothing. You just turned it on.
Yeah, with the minute you start going, I'll turn the music down. But you want me to use it? Here we go. You
No,
ready?
you can turn it on. That's fine.
Okay, and now we're going to start it again.
It's a new day. Yes, it is.
Marked Out Podcast. Don't you dare be sour. Clap for your world famous 2-time champs and feel the power. It's a new day. Yes, it is. Rody Rob, you've been talking way too long. You need to cut it. Now, I'm not saying I don't like you, but I would unplug your life support to charge my iPhone. Just saying, bro.
Wow.
I know. I don't
Well, all right.
Marked Out Nation, we are 6 days away from Battleground, which is brought to you by Booty. O's. Booty. O's. Booty-O's. They make sure
You ain't booty.
you ain't booty.
Steve could resist.
Too good.
Oh, Booty-O's. Kiara usually never shows. Come on, you guys don't remember that?
No,
awesome.
I was yeah.
That was on point. That was on point.
Good.
Now, there's a reason you're WWE World Tag Team Champions. We're skeeting all this positivity all over everybody. Unlike Adam Bomb.
Oh.
I've seen people like you before, Adam Bomb,
Attractive Jews?
but I had to pay admission.
Ooh.
You got diarrhea of the mouth and constipation of the brain. Shame him. Shame. Shame.
Shame.
And that brings me to you, Steve Austin. I'm not surprised that you're speaking all that heart garbage. You are trash. You are trash. I'm so sorry. I wanted to bring the time machine, but the settings don't go back far as when you were born.
Oh,
Wow.
But what I really want to know is, how was life on the Mayflower? And that's actually all I got. I didn't know, Medine, you were coming tonight, buddy. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, well done. Well done.
Because New Day rocks.
Oh, there we go.
New Day rocks.
It's a new day. Yes, it is.
Yeah. All right.
Good job, Brian.
Brian, I'm impressed, sir.
Thank you.
I did not
Put a lot of work in that.
I did
He's
not
a fucking wrestler. What do you expect? That was really good,
If he
man.
put that much work in, though, for real, he would be a fucking
I was
wrestler.
I mean, not a lot of ums.
There were a lot of ums.
I was not expecting great things. But
well.
I'm
Man,
pleasantly surprised.
I took
There
notes
we go.
from that.
One of the things we're going to do on my
Promo
show
notes.
is we're actually going to count his ums and uhs and just see where
Oh
we're
my
at.
gosh.
Oh
They're
my
going to be
God.
so mad.
Put it in a like a collage.
All right.
Dude,
We should take shots. We should take shots every time Brian owns.
All right.
I'm going to start a budget for the show. Like, every time he says it, he has to put a penny in. And we're going to fill up a
The
jar. and like take the show on the road for WrestleMania. We're all going to get great seats because Brian's going to pay for
Listen,
them.
if you
a
put
penny at a time.
If we put a dime into every time he said into a 2-liter bottle, we have $5,000.
Wow. Okay,
Not in
so
a 2-liter we wouldn't.
All right. With that said, moving on here. So thank you, Dan O'Brien.
You just hate that.
I just want to get the show done. Thank you, Dan O'Brien, for calling the U-Record Studio Smart Line. We appreciate that. Don't forget, we got tomorrow night reaction show to the draft, so listen to that. We'll be on probably Wednesday. It'll appear on Podbean and iTunes. We'll do a live stream tomorrow night as well, so you can check that out. I don't know if we'll have video or not, or just a static screen. But we'll do it live one way or the other. Don't forget also Battleground, our big 6-month anniversary extravaganza with our apple cider moonshine that Mr. Timmy has given us to her, our apple pie. And we'll have some other drinks as well. So that one will be streaming live without the video. And we'll have that up on Monday as well. But we're going to do a lot of fun. We're working on some really stupid fun games for that show. Because with a C+ card like Battleground is, we don't need to do a lot of analysis. We can do a couple points and have a good time.
Looking at the card, C+ might be generous.
Talking shit about wrestling. So those are your upcoming schedule. And again, from here on out, man, it's Monday, Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday. We're splitting it up. We're going to be working our ass off for you. So if you like the show, we spend a lot of time in it. We have a crowdfunding on our at Podbean where you could throw us $1, $5, $10, whatever to help us out with the show. We'd certainly appreciate that.
Become a patron.
Become a patron.
Yeah, become a patron. There's no pressure on there. If you donate, we'll let you pick a topic for a show coming up. Maybe, hey, hell, you can even call in for a segment if you want to and be part of the show.
Oh, absolutely.
We'd absolutely love that. So anything you can do to help us out, we certainly do appreciate it. If you're looking for sponsorship with the show, you can go to marked.wrestling.com, the website, and get more information on how to contact us about any sponsorships you might want to pursue with us.
Also, real quick, I want to mention we're going to try and do a fantasy football league with the hosts in one division and our current patrons in the other. And it should be just a quick, fun time. Steve's going to try and put a link up on the website, so check it out.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go to ranker.com, and there's a list on there for the best pro wrestling podcast, and we are up there in the top. We're fighting neck and neck with the big boys. So if you just want to go there, give us a thumbs up to help us keep our rank up in there. We'd certainly appreciate it. It'll help us bring more family members or faction members to our already growing family of factions. Yes, we are the NWO.
Podcasts.
We have you in Ireland, we have you in Brazil, we have you all over the world, and we want to continue to grow and add more members to our faction. So, as always, it is not the same smart time, same smart place, because we have a new time tomorrow night after the draft. We will see you guys then.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is recorded, edited, distributed, and marketed at U-Record Studios in Charlotte, North Carolina. For more information on optimizing your podcast for increased listenership, check out U-Record on Facebook, Twitter, and email sales@urecordstudios.com or visit the website www.urecordstudios.com.
Yes! 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 Yes!
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.
Wow, Nina Marie, thank you very much if you're still out there. Thank you for your chat there. Sorry I missed it. She says, Shinsuke Nakamura selected 4th overall by Corey Graves on Raw pre-show mock draft. So maybe Corey Graves knows better than we do. I don't think so. But, hey, Nina, keep getting involved with us, man. Darling, we certainly appreciate it one way or the other. And we will catch you tomorrow night's show. We'll be doing live, so chat with us again there.